Family, what happens when you take a whole lot of hate, a hell of a lot of jealousy, and a whole bunch of I wish I was a foundational Black American certified rider? You might end up with a scam African. And scam Africans got a hell of a lot of scams. Damn what they tell you, damn what they speak. They all want foundational Black American money, and now that foundational Black American money ain't coming and it's dried up, they gets to run in their mouth. Just like James Smalls. So when you see a scam African, you go ahead and you point them out. And when you got certified foundational Black American 100 in the building, you go to work. And that's what we doing. Smash the like button, share this. Black Alpha's in the house, and we about to rock. Let's go. Tupac, let them know what's up.
I don't care what y'all think. If you whatever the fuck you think you are. And until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. How we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans? And we out here dying. We thugs and we niggas until we set this shit right. Trust me when I tell you that shit.
There it is. There it go. We right here. Family rocking. One more time. Number one activist, certified 100 in the whole FBA family tree. Let me say this, y'all. Foundational Black American. If you don't like it, go to hell. Foundational Black American. If you don't like it, deal with it. Foundational Black Americans, and we about to set it off in the building. Let me see where you at right now, fam, because we always got to let these people know who the hell we are, whether they understand it or not. They about to get it today. Family, I need you to be on your best certified regulating behavior because we about to mount the F up and we about to go to work. I got some receipts. I got some documents, and I'm going to prove that you dealing with a hater when you talking about James Smalls. Okay, you about to deal with foundational Black America, and we in here, and when we in here, we always win. And how we win, y'all, you know how we always win, by a damn knockout. That part. Fam, why they gotta get us started? Don't they know better than to start foundational Black Americans? Don't they know better? Like we ain't got receipts, like we ain't gonna drop them, like we ain't out here putting in work, like the Boogie Down Bronx ain't in the building, like North Carolina ain't in the building, Texas is in the building, Milwaukee's in the building, the 508, Dallas, Sacramento, Georgia, we represented Syracuse, Philly, heavy regulating, New Jersey in here, the 904, Louisiana, what's happening, baby? Michigan in the building. Florida in the building. You already know it is. You know Ohio and Georgia in here, family. And we about to set this thing all the way off. If you can't tell already, I'm on 1,000,000 miles an hour, family, and we about to crank it up. What y'all cooking on right now? What y'all, 350, 450? Do y'all got out the pots and the pans and the skillets? Are y'all turned all the way up? I need you to get the gasoline and the kerosene, fam, because we about to burn the whole damn town down. Let me tell you what it will be, and let me tell you what it will not be. It will be foundational Black Americans, but it won't be no damn scam Africans. Scam Africans, we ain't even gonna say bye to you. Your ass is gone. Gone. You ain't even getting 3 strikes. You ran your mouth one time, you out the building. And I know you listening right now, all the scam Africans, because y'all some stalkers. You don't even stalk women, you stalk men. Well, go ahead, since you listening. No, you can pack your ish. You can get the hell out of Dodge. Because what will not happen is anybody disrespecting my certified sisters. I love y'all. My certified brother, certified salute, or anybody a part of foundational Black America. James Smalls, Dr. Kubar Vasquez, you got a bunch of these wizard dudes that walking around here looking like Harry Potter. Okay, I don't even know the name. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is that they speaking on FBA. And why? It's because when foundational Black Americans turn up, their money turns down. And they ain't got none. So they got scams. And they trying to get foundational Black Americans to fly here, fly there, fly there. Why you want me to fly to your homeland? Why? So you can come to my homeland? That ain't happening. Why you want to be indigenous now? Why you want me to be an African? You can want whatever the hell you want. But I'm going to tell you, it is what the hell it is. And that's certified foundational Black Americans. We building, we working, we shining, we grinding. We untouchable, unbreakable, unmatched, and stronger than ever. Fam, you got James Smalls running around here now talking about FBI, CIA, all of these different things. and he ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out, fam. I don't listen to somebody who got a janky ass lounge in Ghana that don't nobody want to go to. Is this what it's really about, James? James, do you really need some FBA money? Did it get dried up? Did delineation ruin everything for you? Did delineation have y'all reaching in y'all pockets and you pulling out lint? The damn lint left. The lint don't even want to be associated with your ass. You know it's cold. When the dollars is gone, the pennies, the nickels, the quarters, and the damn lint is gone. How the hell you can't get lint out your damn pocket? James Smalls, Dr. Kubar, both of them got money issues. Both of them mad at foundational Black Americans. You think it's a coincidence? Both their asses got lint in their pocket yesterday, and that shit done left. Your lint done delineated from your ass. So if you getting lint delineating from you, then you ain't gonna get nothing from me. So you got a janky little kiddie pool in your little hotel in Ghana. That's what it's really about. And I got some receipts. And I'm gonna show y'all that James Smalls is working with the damn main players. And I'm talking about the United Nations, the United States government. Hell, I'll show you right now. Hell, we ain't got to wait for it, fam. I want everybody to look at your screen right here. I told y'all I'm the #1 activist. I told y'all foundational Black Americans are the main players, and foundational Black Americans got every damn receipt you want to see. Look at your screen right here, family. Look at this, y'all. This is what James Smalls is affiliated with. People don't believe me that James Smalls is affiliated with. Look at this right here, y'all. Ghana Investment Promotion. Damn. Look at all those highlighted things at the bottom in red. I want y'all to see all that stuff that's highlighted in red at the bottom. You see those organizations? I'm just going to give you one right here. How about this one, y'all? The SDGs. Well, that seems to be the United Nations and 17 other universal goals adopted. But guess who else they work for, family? Yep. Look at your red highlighted there. You know we cooking when we starting off with these big receipts. The U.S. government is one of the 193 member states that adopted the 2030 agenda and is committed to working toward the SDGs, both domestically and internationally. It is a partner and global framework. Damn, homie. When Pan-African was popping, you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? You talking about foundational Black Americans. You talking about FBA, but I'm looking at you right now, and you look like you rocking with the boys. Oh, what about this one right here? Wait a minute. Oh, Ghana Aid? Oh, okay. The government. Oh, well, it looks like they got a real close relationship with the United States as well. This is your people. These your people. That's what you got on your ad. This is what your ad talking about. Your ad saying this. How about this one? Ghana is the best investment right now. Damn. So wait a minute. You want foundational Black Americans to go over there and you being sponsored by who? You being sponsored by the United States government? You sponsored by the United Nations? I thought you said you was rocking with Malcolm. Do you think Malcolm X would have ever wanted to see you talking about working with the United Nations, James? What's wrong, James? What about this one, y'all? You want to go there? Do y'all know that James Smalls has a GoFundMe so he can get this lounge popping in Ghana based on foundational Black Americans? What it really is he's looking at, he wanted that 100K and he got about 17K. And that 17K can't save the day. It's hurt right now, y'all. Oh, down bad, broke bad, and foundational Black Americans, we in here exposing every single element. But fam, that right there is just the appetizer, because we about to take it to a whole nother level today right here, foundational Black Americans. And I'm the one that's going to bring it up, and I'm the one that's going to bring the smoke. Fam, let me tell you what I'm talking about. This is James Smalls running around here now, and he's trying to associate FBA with CIA. Okay, and this is a typical tactic that you see. I'm going to say this loud and clear for the world to hear. Everybody already know it, though. Pan-Africans have been working with the United States government. You ever heard of something called Kwanzaa? How many of my brothers and sisters know about this, family? How about this? You've been working with the United States government, United Nations, and the dominant society for a long time. You say you're Pan-African. How you think people sit there and they pillage Africa? You think they just did it? Or are they getting assistance from everybody? Typically, family, when your ideology is done, nobody's rocking with it. You can't find one child, man, or woman to ever sit back and say, I want to be a Pan-African. They mad because FBA run the streets. FBA runs the block. FBA runs the world. I tell everybody all the damn time, y'all know I say it the most, and I say it the most boisterous is that foundational Black Americans are the main players. Pan-Africanism, done, canceled, deleted, erased. It really never popped off any damn way. Because what I know about Pan-Africanism is a lot of them folks picked up Pan-Africanism when they asses ran after foundational Black Americans in the civil rights era put in that work. A lot of y'all ran to Africa. We gonna talk about that? Are we gonna talk about how Marcus Garvey was meeting up with the Triple K? We're going to talk about how Dr. Hendrik Clark met Marcus Garvey, and he said he was one of the worst people that he ever came across after he held him in high regard. Or we're going to talk about how Marcus Garvey never even made it over there to Africa. Or we're going to talk about how Marcus Garvey got ran the hell out of Jamaica. Are we going to talk about how Marcus Garvey had to come over here to get it popping, and we sent that elsewhere? You're living in a delusion. We living in reality. And my reality is upsetting your fantasy the same way I remind you of all your failures. I told y'all we cooking today, and we just getting started. Fam, look at this right here. This is James Smalls. Oh, we got all the secrets today. Fam, all of the Pan-African dirt. We're going to put all that dirty diaspora out here in the street. It's all in the street. Everybody going to see it today. Because one thing I've said before, and I stand on it. If you got smoke with foundational Black Americans, you better get ready, because we're going to light this damn thing up and watch it. Look at this, y'all. This is Professor James Smalls. He wants you to go to Africa so you can fund his lounge. The man ain't even got a hotel or a motel. He ain't even got a Holiday Inn. They got Holiday Swim, because they swimming every damn lake, ocean, river they can possibly find to get the hell away from Africa. And you want us to go over there. Watch him, family. And then I want you to look up here in the top that these organizations I'm talking about have all been connected to who? To the United Nations and to the United States government. Who gave you the bag, James? Let's go.
I'm Professor James Small. I'm the CEO of the African American Management Company, Ghana Limited. We are the owners of the Sana Lodge Hotel in Cape Coast. I'm also CEO of African Heritage Cultural Tours, who have been bringing tours to Ghana for 40 years. And we have brought many investors to Ghana. We think, my corporations and I think, Ghana is the best investment deal in Africa right now and for the future. Ghana is burgeoning and growing. It's building an infrastructure to support the kind of business and on-the-ground new entrepreneurial development that one would want. So please, look to Ghana for investment. Look to.
How many of y'all gonna take up on the offer? Since we got a bunch of foundationals in the house tonight, how many of y'all is gonna take up on the offer? Y'all going to Ghana? You gonna invest in Ghana? I want to know. I seriously want to know. How many of y'all want to go to Ghana and spend these awful, god-awful prices to go hang out with Scam Africanism? And notice, y'all, he said we, I mean me. Which one is it, James? Is it you or your handler? Because remember, your ideology has consistently worked with the dominant society. You ain't gonna project all of that collaboration on me. Again, y'all know how I do. Let me report from the streets. That is a no, 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 hell no, bout ain't, bout won't, bout can't. There you go, family. Foundationals have spoken. Lineage is in. Scam Africanism is out. Tell us more, James.
Growing. It's building an infrastructure to support the kind of business and on-the-ground new entrepreneurial development that one would want. So please, look to Ghana for investment. Look to Ghana to recreate yourself as a business if you're moving from the UK or America or the Caribbean. And I think you will find that Ghana will be rewarding in terms of your possibilities. Thank you very much.
Right there.
I'm Professor James.
Black Alpha, bring it back.
Thank you very much.
Right there, y'all. You see that? That's at the end of his commercial. And by the way, did he not look stiff as hell? Did he look like he was reading the script? He lightweight looked a little fruit roll up, but I ain't gonna go there. Somebody else in the chat went there. You said it. I ain't said it. Nah, fuck it. We both said it. But fam, you see that right there? One more time. Look at this, fam. Here we go. You see at the end of his little speech, that right there. Those are all of those businesses and those collaborators that he's working with that sponsor all of this. Fam, there they go right there. There they go. There you want it. I got it. Whatever you want, I'm going to bring it. This is how we going to do it, y'all. There you go. We ain't even got to go deep for these receipts. Here's the thing. James, if you going to have something that you're doing out here, please make receipts hard to find. Don't do no weird, cringy ass thing. Come to Ghana. Ghana would be good for you. Ghana's nice. They don't wear deodorant in Ghana. Their asses can't swim in Ghana. Their asses is running from the dominant society or hugging on the dominant society. Just do that, okay? And just let it be known. Because if I'm looking right here, I'm looking clear as day that your organizations that you sitting there talking about, they're all right there. There you go. Ghana Beyond Aid. I just showed you Ghana Beyond Aid. Did I not? Yes, the hell I did. There you go. Look who Ghana Beyond Aid is working for. That's who made that damn cringe commercial. That's who's behind him trying to get us to go to Africa. That's why he's mad at Tariq. That's why he's mad at you. That's why he's mad at us. Because we ain't going over there and that damn money dried up. And all them damn handlers are telling you even more. There you go again. I'll let you know how we rocking, and we rocking full time. Look at this one right here, family. Easy as day. Easy as day. You see it. Sustainable Development Goals. Right there. That's one of the organizations you see highlighted at the bottom. Who are they working with? The United Nations. Now, I just seen an interview with James Smalls, and he was telling me that the United Nations wasn't worth nothing. Must be worth enough for you to work for them, James. Must be worth enough for you to work for them, partner. Yeah, you don't want to go there, though, do you? We're about to go there. Matter of fact, we are already there right goddamn now. Easy work. Family, you see what I'm talking about. They see what we're talking about. Now watch this man try to dump foundational Black Americans on the corner and try to uplift and elevate all of these other individuals. We ain't going for it. Let's rock.
And even though we don't.
Thank you so much. So, Prof, as we segue into, so, Prof, I don't know whether you're active online and in social media, but if you are, you've probably seen this petty beef, between Africans and African Americans, and
you have to rephrase that. Some Africans and some.
Yes, some, very few. But you see, the problem is, Prof. And I don't know if I told you this when we were speaking on the phone, but if I didn't, let me tell you that even if it's few, because you told me it's 99% of us who are on the right track, and it's 1% who are on the wrong track and who are really spewing a lot of divisive messages. But that 1%, Prof, is very, very consistent online. I mean, you would think that.
Yeah.
But
the reason they are.
Stop. You gonna do an interview with Mr. Mutombo 748, and you gonna throw us under the bus? Family, did I not just show y'all a few days ago that tether that was trying to come after me on the side of Wale? And you see these people always run to the Africans to throw us under the bus. This guy can't even talk. I think I seen this guy, no lie, on TikTok. You giving interviews to TikTok tethers, James? This is how bad it's gotten, James? You done fell off and crashed out so bad that TikTok tether number 748 got an interview? No wonder you ain't even got lint in your damn pocket. That stuff done ran away from you. Because don't nobody rock with you nor your ideology. It is what it is, bruh. Look at dude's hairline. His hairline looks like it's doing a damn wave at a damn football stadium. This is a soccer field he got on his head. This is who you doing interviews with? I heard that there's a beef between us. Ain't no damn beef. It's jealousy of foundational Black Americans. No more, no less. Now watch James come in with all his excuses.
Because they're busy fighting their game, and we're busy reacting to their game. Let's fight our game. Let's tell our story. Let's talk about Africa. Let's talk about African Caribbeans, African Americans, African Latinos, and how we are striving to get closer and work together, how our cultures have survived all over the world, how our cultures survived from Brazil to Puerto Rico to Cuba to Jamaica to Haiti to South Carolina to Mississippi to Alabama. Why don't we tell our side? And yes, we were there before Columbus, but we were everywhere before Columbus. So why is it so important that we were in North America?
What? Boy? What the hell you just say, James? Did this man just go out of his way to disrespect our indigenous status? Fam, what did I tell y'all? What did I say? I told everybody. I said they hate your indigenous status. They can't stand it. Oh, no, you didn't, James. Hell no. Family, let's talk. I told everybody, and I've been saying this for the longest amount of time, They cannot stand us being indigenous. I'm talking about the Africans. Africans can't stand an indigenous foundational Black American. Notice, fam, that was his first answer. The first sentence he gave, and the first thing he does is like, oh, we was everywhere. What? Who's we, first off? Ain't no goddamn we. Okay, it's foundational Black Americans. But it's funny that they'll tell us we're not indigenous. Now they're saying that we're all indigenous. You see how they're trying to share our indigenous with everybody? Well, we was here first and there first and there first. Damn all of them. I'm talking about right here, foundationals. And we ain't no Africans. All right, so you can put all the African stuff on the corner, on the side. You can watch it. But I'm going to tell you one thing for certain is that we are foundational Black Americans with the emphasis on America. And I want y'all to notice how he comes out the gate and he starts trying to throw darts at us being indigenous. Is this the new play now, y'all? Is this the new play where they just say, well, everybody's indigenous? See, these scam Africans jump all over the damn place. 1 minute it's we as Africans, next minute it's we as indigenous people, then it's we as humans, then everybody. And since y'all talk about indigenous everywhere, then how come y'all don't ever go claim W's? Go over there to the trailer park, okay? Go pick you up one of those meth pipes, sit down next to meth head Melissa or meth head Matthew, okay? Or fentanyl Fred. Go ahead and have a conversation and tell them that y'all all the same. Quit telling us. Quit telling Black Americans that we Africans. Go tell Europeans. Them is y'all neighbors. Them is the ones y'all love. Them is the ones y'all build big-ass statues of in your homeland, and that you come over here and you team up with them against us. If everybody's all indigenous and we all just one big human, then go tell that to the trailer park. Oh, you ain't gonna do that to the trailer park, huh? You ain't gonna do that because you scared of them, because you know they might whip out that damn bamboo stick. They might spray your ass with some Diddy oil and then crack you across the back of the neck 4 times. Yeah, watch it. Put respect on our name, especially our foundational Black American indigenous culture. We cook it. Let's go.
In South America, we were in Brazil, we were in Cambodia, we were in China. And so what we're dealing with, you've always had those who was ashamed of being African. But it isn't just that. A part of it is the reaction between what we call the immigrant ideology versus an indigenous ideology. The African...
Stop. An indigenous ideology. An indigenous ideology is what we have. We don't have an immigrant ideology. We don't have an African. Fam, he just said indigenous, try to tie us back into the immigrants and the Africans. And by the way, don't this sound like some all lives matter? Fam, are they more all lives matter than Black lives matter? Fam, every time these Pan-Africans talk, he just said Cambodia. What the hell Cambodia got to do with me? What the hell the Philippines got to do with me? He just said we everywhere. This is all lives matter. Remember, y'all, in the system, in the ideology of Pan-Africanism, there's no borders. We're all just one big Negro. That's what it is. There's no borders. You can be Cambodian, Filipino, Brazilian. You can be everything. Fam, why do I need Mr. Mayo to tell me all lives matter when Mr. James Smalls is telling me all lives matter? This is all lives matter policy. Go ahead and connect yourself to Pan-Africanism. And you see right here, Pan-Africanism means everybody. He just told you. He just said we was everywhere first. We got everybody in us. We all one, me, you, and everybody. No, we done made this precise, condensed, FBA, lineage only. If you ain't rocking with it, you better rock the hell on out. Go to one of them places, James. Go be a Filipino. Go be a Cambodian. Go be a Brazilian and get the hell out of FBA, foundational Black America. How about that one? Since you got so much of a problem with your immigrant ideology.
Africans who have been in America for the last 500 years feel that the Africans who come to America in the last 5 years do not ally themselves with them, but ally themselves with our enemies. That's what's at the crux of this.
Call them out.
All right? It isn't just the denial. And so, and it isn't.
Nope. You better run that stuff back. I know what you're about to do, because I seen Dr. Umar do the same thing. Y'all notice whenever they got a problem with FBA, they exaggerate it, start saying things like CIA and FBI. But what he's about to say right here is the same exact thing that Dr. 550-pound Kubar Vasquez said. Kubar, I'm making live streams from my mama's basement, Vasquez. They always talk about the immigrant African comes over here and sides with the dominant society, and they glaze it. They talk right over it, move right around it, and don't acknowledge it. Fam, what is more off code than teaming up with the system of supremacy in a dominant society? I don't see Pan-Africans calling that out enough for me. As a matter of fact, I see them making excuses. They talk all that talk about Black Americans don't want to connect with Africans, but yet they see the Africans team up with the W's and they make it a cool thing. Again, focusing on me, you need to worry about them over there. We know that, James. You ain't got to tell us, but it seems like you cool with it because guess what you did, Mr. James? I'm going to tell y'all right now why James Smalls is absolutely positively okay with all of the Africans teaming up with the dominant society, because it looks like he's been teaming up with the dominant society. We working. Let's go back to it. This is him right here, and watch him say basically it's okay if immigrants come over here and team up with white folks. No, the hell it ain't, and we gonna delineate that.
Isn't that the Africans who are arriving lately is allying themselves with our enemies because they don't perceive, just like we don't know our history in America. How do we expect the guy from Kenya or Nigeria to know the African American history? We don't know the history.
He's laughing. He laughed at it, y'all. Fam, my foundational Black American brothers and sisters. James Smalls is laughing at you right now. Pan-Africans are laughing. They talking about Africans coming over here and teaming up with the dominant society, and they laughing at it. They think it's a game. They think it's a joke. They think what we have created by all the brothers and sisters who were in the streets putting in work, all the brothers and sisters that was fighting the fight, all the brothers and sisters who had to wake up and deal with supremacy in the belly of the beast. We ain't got a billion of us over in one continent getting whooped up on by 3 Jackie Chans who are 3 foot tall. We over here dealing with these folks, and he's laughing. He thinks it's possibly the best thing that could ever happen. This is how Pan-African views you. This is how it views our history. And by the way, he said we don't know our history. Who? Shit, you better check again. You better take another look. We know our history. You don't want to accept it. But this is Pan-Africanism, fam. If an African comes over here to team up with white folks, that's okay. Because he himself has been teaming up with white folks. We see you, James. We see you. And you getting regulated. Let's go.
And it isn't that the Africans who are arriving lately is allying themselves with our enemies because they don't perceive, just like we don't know our history in America. How do we expect the guy from Kenya or Nigeria to know the African American history? We don't know the history. So our people come, they're trying to ally themselves with the advantage.
Estilo.
Freeze. Fam, let me get back to work. Hold up. Let me let that BS run. Look, fam, I want everybody to notice that he just sat there and just pissed on foundational Black Americans. Just straight out in the open. Just didn't give a damn, fam. He said, well, y'all just out there. Y'all don't know your history. Fam, did he even address that? Did he really face it? Did he really call Africans out? See, the thing is, fam, they hate Black Americans. I'm just going to say it. Okay, Pan-Africans hate Black Americans, and they try to project that onto us. Whatever an African says about you is really how they feel about you. They just don't want to say it's them. Okay, you understand that, y'all? All that xenophobic, that's them. All that hate group, that's them. All that cult, that's them. How about you get xenophobic towards the damn colonizer? How about you become a hate group against the colonizer? I'm still waiting on you to do it, but you ain't going to do it. You see right there, fam, he just laughed at us, y'all. He was like, well, it is what it is now. It is what it is. Yep, well, I'm going to tell you what is what it is. What it is that delineation got you broke right now. It got you broke. And all of them think it's possibly the best thing on the planet Earth and absolutely okay to undermine us and to disrespect us. The days of the disrespect are over. I've been saying it for the longest amount of time, y'all. The disrespect is over. These people can't handle it, but they're going to have to deal with it. You got to understand this, okay? What we're witnessing right now, my good brothers and sisters, what we're witnessing right now is the turning of the guard. And I'm going to frame this for you guys. What we're seeing is what we did not see post-civil rights era, post the 1970s. Remember all the motion we had during the 1970s, all the brothers and sisters that was putting in work? What did the dominant society do? They go and get them some Pan-Africans. Yep. They got them some boulets, some sellouts, and they turned the tide away from the grassroots that was established significantly during the civil rights era. And they inserted the Pan-Africans and the boule, and they took us in those two directions. What you're seeing right now is FBA is disallowing that to happen for our future babies. We're not letting our children go down the same path that we went down. We went down that path of Pan-Africanism popped up and it disrupted us, okay? Boule popped up and it disrupted us, right? That's not happening right now. You're seeing right now the dying arms and hands of Pan-Africanism trying to disrupt us and pull us in the same direction they did in the 1980s. and we're not allowing it. So I want all of y'all to applaud yourself, fam. You got to be stronger than ever. You got to be on business more than ever. You got to push principle. If you see anybody disrespecting the lineage, you got to. If you got one iota of rod in you, you better get it out. This is the time. Right now, we are molding and shaping the future. The future doesn't just get shaped just because. It's how you mold it. And we're not allowing these individuals to do any of that. We're not going in that lane. So right now, we're making history. And it's a beautiful thing, fam. This history will be respected. So if you see James Smalls right there, he's talking like Dr. Umar. Interview after interview after interview, I see Pan-Africans make excuses for Africans coming over here and teaming up with the dominant society. And that's wrong on all accords, according to their own charter. Fam, how un-black is that? How un-black is that? You notice, fam, they kick this black unity, but yet they're okay with African immigrants teaming up with white people. See, that's a contradiction. On one hand, you're telling me it's such a dreaded, bad thing about the system of supremacy, and we black Americans need to save them, but yet they come over here and get with the dominant society and everybody cool with it. No, this is it right now, y'all. The time is now. We've been telling everybody right here on the Black Alpha Network, smash that like button. We in here, share this video. We got it all bubbling. I got some people coming through, by the way. We got some guests coming through, by the way. So I'm just going to let y'all know because I'm used to having a family affair. And if we're going to roast the family. I told y'all, a family that delineates together, stays together. And we staying together. And we getting all of them out. Damn Pan-Africanism. Damn Pan-Africans. Y'all scams and ran out of money. Y'all out there selling them Polexes and these fake-ass Wakanda packets. We don't give a damn about none of that. FBA standing on certified business. This is where it gets real. Now he pops up, family. And what does he do, y'all? This man is out here now comparing FBA to the CIA. Family, I just want you to know that right there, if you on code, is a very dangerous thing to do. Okay? Do you think Malcolm X would be cool? For all them folks talking about Malcolm this, Malcolm that, do you think Malcolm would be cool with that? You're sitting there talking to a tether whose hair looks like it's on a goddamn bungee cord, look like he done cut his damn hair with an ironing board, and yet you're sitting there trying to tell them that we are working with them boys? No, I done found out you working with them boys. Watch this, y'all.
In the way he's behaving.
Here we go.
But he's got a nice house in Maryland, okay, or Virginia. Huh? I know the story, brother. I've been here a long time. So these are all of the things that's causing that antagonism. Why now? Why now? Just when we are mostly coming together and people are migrating, people are moving. There was a study that came out last week. Over 60,000 Americans, whites and blacks, are applying for jobs in Africa. They haven't.
You lying. You lying. Hey, look at Mr. Mutombo. Even Mr. Mutombo don't believe that stuff. Look at Mr. Mutombo. Look at him. He like, oh, this bullshit, James. James, you copping. You copying, nigga. You copying. I don't see that. He don't even believe you, James. Mr. Mutombo, the 55th. He don't believe you. Mr. Joe Loft, the 67th. He don't believe you. Dikembe, number 99. He don't believe you. Look at dude. Dude don't believe that. Black Americans ain't out there applying for no damn jobs in Africa. Fam, he didn't even say we moving to Africa. This man said we are so moving to Africa, we are applying for jobs. They ain't even got a house first, according to James Small. They ain't even a house. They ain't even got a crib, y'all. They just straight up went over there and already off top applied for a job. Meaning they got housing, room and board. They spent all the money. You're lying. And fam, how do you know James Smalls has been rubbing elbows with them folks? How many times do you see them fake studies a year? And who puts out those fake studies every year? White folks. So you're starting to regurgitate white supremacy talking points. Maybe that's why you're okay with Africans teaming up with white supremacists. Maybe that's why you're perfectly fine with Africans trying to get on team supremacy. Maybe you on team supremacy. I'm only calling it how you speaking it, and if you don't like it, deal with it. Mr. Mutombo, know you're lying. FBA kicking you out, and certifieds are certified all the time.
I'm a friggin' titty over here. 60,000. If it's 60,000 that they've been able to analyze, let's say it's about 80,000 people from here trying to get the hell up out of here and go work and live in Africa.
Please.
And this is frightening for this. So we don't know how much of that foundational Black American thing and the ADA thing. You understand what I'm telling you? I'm telling you straight up. We don't know how much of that is USAID type of stuff. Because USAID was no USAID. That was CIA. just State Department. That's what USAID was.
Oh, and Prof, by the way,
and I don't know what the hell you talking about, Mr. Mutombo. Family, did this man just say we trying to get the hell out of America? That ain't what's happening in these streets, James. We out here riding with America, riding for America, loving this country. It's funny that during a time where we are standing on business by being American, he's putting out all these lies that we don't like America. Fam, let me make this crystal clear for the world to hear. And this is why I see all my brothers and sisters in the chat. Let me tell y'all something. And I've been wanting to say this for a long time. There's a lot of brothers and sisters who say when they used to be Pan-Africans. No, you weren't. You weren't a Pan-African. Just because you want to see melanated people of the planet Earth run supremacists out of their homelands, that does not make you a Pan-African. It never made you a Pan-African. That just makes you an on-code rider for FBA. Because, see, we're the ones with the decency and the kindness of our heart. We want to see the system because we're the only ones who know what the system and the beast look like. Remember, James just told you it's okay to come over here and team up with the beast. Foundational Black Americans were the only people who sat on the main stage and told the world, we will run you out of our spaces. Look how we run them out of our towns and our cities and states. I said this at the rally for reparations. I said it and I'll say it to you right now. You may take over South Africa. You won't take over Southside Chicago or East St. Louis. And you name the foundational Black American space. You just seen a hell of a lot of FBA in the roll call. You won't run up on us so we can run them out of counties, towns, cities, states. Africa can't even run them out of their own continent. And that's what we were telling them. We were telling them, hey, we want to see y'all get rid of the supremacists. That doesn't make you a Pan-African. Let me tell you what Pan-Africans have always been. Pan-Africans have always been the ones running around here talking about, damn America, death to America. We want America to fall. We want America to go down. Fam, do y'all remember that? How many of y'all remember when we were younger, when they were running around here talking about how bad America was, put the flag down? If you had a damn t-shirt with 2 stars on it, the Pan-Africans would pop out with their RBG flags and be like, you running around here in that white man's country. Because they view America's success synonymous with white people. See, this is what's hurting everybody right now, is that foundational Black Americans, we don't view America synonymous with white folks. We've been telling the world, if you're going to see America, you're going to see America for the founders, the foundation. Who that is? That's us. We're making the whole planet now see America synonymous with FBA. That's where the hate's coming from, y'all. That's why everybody's mad right now. Oh, it's deep, y'all. There's a lot of elements, but the main element right now is that America can no longer be seen synonymous with white folks. That's how the MOPS, melanated other people, view things. That's how they see it. We don't see it that way. Foundational Black Americans is like, oh no, this is my country. Grandma done put in work way more than anybody else. Grandma done held it down way more than anybody else. Grandpa was out there riding. Fam, rest in peace to our beautiful beloved right here today. The oldest surviving member of Black Wall Street just passed right now. Certified salute up above. She done put in more work than all of Africa, fam. They know what it is. They know who we are. Don't let these people get it twisted. Just because you see greatness with white folks, we see greatness with ourselves. So when he's telling that lie, he's only telling you that lie for that reason right there. Fam, this is what it is. This is who we are. Foundational Black Americans above it all.
You're right. I just see them online. I see their reasoning and their arguments online. I just can't believe the ignorance.
And how do these poor students get all of that good, expensive graphic? Where did they get it from? Who's doing the graphics for these things we're seeing? The graphics alone are thousands and thousands of dollars. You ain't gonna do this with just AI, okay? Somebody is behind this, okay? The one thing they don't want is the young people of America to begin to bond with the young people of Africa.
Bullshit. Bullshit. They don't want the American people to bond with the other American people. Fam, they've been telling us for years that they don't want the Black American to team up with the African. I'm going to go ahead and give a news flash. The dominant society know they got Africa right where the hell they've always wanted them because they've always had them there. There isn't a telltale sign or an iota that Africa has ever changed its ways. Ain't nobody running around here saying they need to stop Africa. Ain't nobody running around here saying, man, Africa's on the rise. They only tell us Africa's on the rise when they're trying to make us Africans. The dominant society, the same dominant society that Africans come over here and team up with, the same dominant society that James Smalls teams up with to get people to go to his janky-ass motel in Ghana, they're the same dominant society who knows Africa ain't no damn threat. They haven't shown you any rider spirit. They turn on each other. It ain't no damn secret. We're going to quit acting like it's a secret going on in Africa. The world knows they're international beggars. The world knows they're tribalistic. They've got colorism left and right. They dumping every single feud and fight on the next person, and they will swan dive into some damn cake soap. Don't let these people say they don't want Black Americans teaming up with Africans. I've been hearing that for years, and it's a lie. What they really afraid of are Black Americans getting together with other Black Americans and having a foundational Black American renaissance. And that's what's happened. But guess what, y'all? The same way that scares them white folks, that's the same way it scares James Smalls.
This thing with the young people, right? Just as we are beginning to have this dialogue like you and I are having, do you think the U.S. State Department is going to not have something to do with that dialogue? You think the U.S. State Department want to see a unification of African people? You think they're not going to do everything MI5 and MI6 from the Brits? You think they're not in Kenya? Everything? You think they're not watching you? You think when you do this show with me and MI5 and MI6 isn't going to scrutinize, they're copying everything we said, they're going to scrutinize everything you said? Okay, so don't be foolish. We're at war. We're at war.
Oh, wow.
What's my little sister name that they kidnapped and beat up and hurt that child like that? Mumbai. Dr. Mumbai.
Yes, Dr. Mumbai. Yes. I'm going to have her on the show.
I would so enjoy watching her. Even when me and her would disagree, she doesn't really know, but I would watch her all the thing before, you know. And I reached around to Susan and others and says, did somebody hurt this baby? And yes, they did. Then people told me, oh, you know, they kidnapped her and they found us.
Good. Just like they kidnap Black Americans who go over to Africa and none of the scam Africans say a damn thing. All right, family, let me tell you what it is. When you deal with these individuals who come around here and they harp on the fact that foundational Black Americans and Africans are like the dreaded thing from the dominant society, they don't give a damn about that. What they do not want to see is the delineation movement. That's what they don't want to see. Fam, all this talk about FBA working with all these damn people, fam, you really think the dominant society wants to see Black Americans delineating? You think the dominant society wants to see us reclaim indigenous culture? You really think the dominant society is going to put us in a position to do what we're doing right now? And James knows that. Look what they be putting out there on the internet right there. They run with this all the time about FBA working with them feds. Fam, why do you think Africans are always trying to tell you that we working with them boys? It is because historically, Africa has always worked with them boys. That's why. You want to see right there, family? Look at your screen. Africa has always had a grand history of working with the dominant society. That is what they do. Pan-Africanism, you name it, y'all. You name the situation, you name the individuals. Africa has a rich tradition of not fighting the dominant society, not standing on business for your fellow African, but selling out your fellow African. Look at this, family. Pan-Africans exposed as CIA and FBI operatives. Look at this, fam. Garvey must go. Jamaican-born Pan-Africanist Marcus Garvey promoted the Back to Africa movement. Garvey also aligned with the Ku Klux Klan, befriended Methodist preacher Ernest Sever Cox, and proclaimed white supremacy. American Society of African Culture. American Society of African Culture, founded in 1957, an organization of Black American writers, artists, and scholars, secretly working with who? With the damn CIA. Yes. How about this one? African People's Socialistic Party. Narcan in Cobra. You see, fam? Do you watch it? Hell yeah, we watch it. So if you're talking about a history of people working with the dominant society, you have to start with Africans because they got the longest history of doing it. And if you in here having a foundational Black American block party with your brothers, then you got to be right here on the Black Alpha Network. And fam, I told y'all, A family that delineates together stays together. A family that regulates together stays together. And I just so happen to have one of my good foundational Black American brothers in the building tonight. And my good foundational Black American brother said he ready to go to work, and let's expose some of the things that Africa been saying about us, and let's say what we got to say. Family, I want everybody, and I mean everybody right now, to say hello to our good brother, Greg Marcel Dixon. What it do, man?
I'm good, Alpha. How are you?
Family, I'm on about 1,000,000%, going about 1,000,000 miles an hour, but you know that's how I get down. Fam, you were roasted on the space the other night. I just played it. A lot of people was rocking with it. When you see everything that he was saying, and you made a good point the other day, you said, all of these Pan-Africans come over here and they talk that talk, and then you say how James Smalls called us a coward. And you said you resented that fact. Tell everybody why you resented that fact, my good brother.
Well, he calls us a coward, but he has no smoke for the people who are abandoning their homeland and coming to our homeland. Meanwhile, he's telling us that we need to go and save Africa, but he's not calling the Africans who are leaving Africa to come here cowards. That's quite hypocritical. If anyone's a coward, it's the people who are leaving their homeland, which is in dire straits, and can benefit from having them. But he doesn't criticize them. You know what's funny? We have not said anything disrespectful about Pan-Africans, okay? People who are Pan-African, let them be Pan-African. The only time we have a retort is when they try to make us generic Africans, or they try to criticize us for delineating, or they try to criticize us for advocating for our own self-interest. Other than that, we as foundational Black Americans, those of us with the status of freedmen, we're like 50 million strong. We acknowledge that there's diversity of thought amongst us. However, to call us cowards, but to say nothing about the very same Black immigrants that he acknowledged sometimes come here and align themselves with our enemies, and he has no criticism for them, I absolutely do resent it.
Brother, absolutely 110%. You bring this up as well. We talk about this all the time, but I want you to tell us all the people in here. We got 1.8K up in here. Y'all know how we get down. Brother, you talk about these invisible riders, because we've been hearing about these damn invisible riders. I can't ever see them, fam. You know, like I don't see the Black and Brown Coalition in Mexico. I don't see Pan-Africanism in Africa. And I don't see these invisible riders who come here to America and have supposedly did so many things for us in Africa. Tell the word about these invisible riders, family. I want to know. The people want to know. We in here cooking.
No, when I listen to your spaces, Tariq's spaces, or his lives, you always have, and don't get me wrong, there are allies out there. I don't deny that we have allies. We have allies. They're very far few and in between. I think sometimes these allies and these so-called writers, they confuse acts of omissions with being acts of alliance. I think they feel that just because they're not bashing us, that makes them a writer. You see, when we as Black Americans are writers, we liberate entire countries. We helped to end apartheid in South Africa. Some of the freedom fighters that fought for the independence of African nations in the 1950s and 1960s, they came and got educated over in our HBCUs. When we are writers, we stand against our own government and tell them we will not participate in the invasion of Haiti. When we are writers, like Michael Jackson, we raise millions and millions and millions of dollars to help feed an entire continent. When we are writers, we're over in the Philippines helping Filipinos fight against being invaded. When we are writers, our acts of alliances is based off of actions. I keep hearing these people tell us that they are writers. Like I said on your space, we just had Jamaicans and their counterparts call themselves bashing us. We came to our own aid because we don't need anyone. We can take care of ourselves. But I always ask, where are these writers? Where are these writers? When we, and you and I in particular, when we are out there stomping the ground, advocating for reparations, going against this mass immigration invasion, it's just you and I. We don't see any other people out there with us. When we are standing up against people trying to malign us, it's just us. I look around, I see a bunch of other foundational Black Americans. Where are these writers when we need them? Stop saying you are writers just because you called in on Tariq's channel and you had good things to say about us. Stop thinking you are a writer just because you say that if not for Black Americans, you will not be able to have the opportunities you have. We know that already. No one will be able to have the opportunities they have in this country if not for Black Americans in the fight that we have fault. That includes white people, especially white women. A lot of people benefit from our struggle, but we always have to fight and struggle alone. So if you are a writer, I need that title to be based off of actions that you take on our behalf, not just based off the actions that you don't take, that you see these tethers taking.
Woo, smoke, family. All the way live. Set it on fire. Let me add another one since we just out here throwing alley-oops. It's like All-Star Weekend, family. Let me add another one, fam, to what you said, to your point about these invisible riders. Shout out to my sister Natural. I see you, family. Natural always be talking about these invisible riders. Natural, but I can't see them. I can't see them with a microscope, binoculars, just nowhere.
They're like the angels. They're everywhere, but we can't see them.
That's the main key. And brother, when you see James Smalls talking about what he was talking about right there, you and I know that when you start talking about Pan-Africanism, that Pan-Africanism ideology, that is quite different than being somebody who wants to see the dominant society ran out of these homelands. They mistaked our wanting to see the system of supremacy fail or go down with us being these Africans. Because I remember growing up, Pan-Africanism was really always lecturing and scolding us. It was damn America. I hate America. You need to leave America. It's this terrible place. You know, like I know, and anybody out there, is that when we stand on business, Black Americans, we were always standing on business for ourselves. We were not fighting for these other people benefited by coming here to America based on laws that we helped get passed. But if you go out in the streets to your average foundational Black American during the civil rights era or any era, they weren't going to say, oh, we're doing this for Ghana. Oh, we're doing this for Kenya. We're doing this for South Africa. We were out here fighting for each other, our immediate plans, because brothers and sisters, to be frank, they weren't traveling the damn world seeing a bunch of Africans in 1952. I didn't grow up with Africans. I didn't go to school with Africans. I didn't have a bunch of Africans around me. The main time I saw Africans was on television. This thing that we were some type of loyalty and then we turned on them, that's what Dr. Umar and James Smalls try to present. They try to make it look like we were all connected until FBA showed up, and then FBA ruined some type of connection that was there. There was never no connection. The average Black American did not have a connection with African. I know some brothers and sisters, especially in the South, that didn't see a damn African until they was in their 20s and 30s. Damn sure didn't go to school with them like that. However, when these people talk about our history and how we came about and everything that we formulated in the streets, let everybody know, brother, how that was foundational Black Americans trying to better foundational Black American culture and existence in our conditions. It was not us saying, oh, we're fighting for the people in the Philippines. We're fighting for Brazil. That came after when the Pan-Africans showed up. That came after. But I don't want them to latch themselves onto our struggle, because the same way they latch themselves onto our struggle, thinking that they came here to America as a freebie and we didn't do nothing for them, that's the same exact way they paint this narrative that if you went back to 1965, all my people in Detroit, I got a lot of brothers and sisters in Detroit, they were fighting for Black Americans in Detroit. If you interview them, they weren't going to say, I'm doing this for Nigeria. Tell everybody, fam, how we've been working for our better condition, and they came over here and benefited.
You know, I like to let's give a history lesson. We could go back to Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass pretty much said, what does Africa have to do with the Negro? Frederick Douglass was like, what the heck does Africa have to do with us? Harriet Tubman was pretty much like, what does Africa have to do with us? We are Americans. That's Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, two of our foremost icons. Let's go back to the end of the Civil War, when General Sherman asked those 20 preachers right there in Savannah, Georgia, where you are located, just 30 minutes from me, I'm across the bridge in South Carolina. They said to him, give us the land that we are due and let us cultivate the land in our country right here in America. They didn't mention Africa at all. We want to stay right here in America. When we fought against Jim Crow, we were fighting for the rights that are due to us right here in America. And reparations is not a new concept. We are finally at a point where we can solely focus on reparations, because we had to go through the abolition movement, then we had to go through the fight against Jim Crow. So now we're solely focusing on reparations. But even at that time, our people were fighting for reparations. There were people who actually received some form of reparations, such as what happened down in Florida. So we were always fighting for what we were due from our nation, and we're still doing it now. What I think happens is people, because we're such a generous people, and because we are so large-hearted, we have fought for the rights of other people on the side. okay, espousing the values we stand for of liberty and justice. So if we saw our country doing other people wrong, we will naturally call that out because we was calling out our country from doing those wrong things to us first. That's why I hate when people say, well, what do you think they're going to do to y'all when they get through with these Hispanics? First of all, a lot of these Hispanics, even if they look like you and I, are going around calling themselves white. A lot of them are anti-Black American, and anything that America can do to any group that anyone feels is wrong, they've done it to us first. They perfected it doing to us, and no one came to our aid. What people can't handle right now is we are being self-interested, and that's what I think people cannot handle. And I do want to listen to some of the clips that you played from James Small. One of the things he said is that 60,000 people apply for jobs in Africa. I hate when they cite those statistics. I read an article saying that 6,000 Black people from America moved over to the African continent within the past 20 years. They don't ever tell you about the ethnicity of those people. A lot of time, those people are Black immigrants themselves, maybe second generation. They are not foundational Black Americans like you and I. Those are people whose parents probably came from the African continent, or probably came from the Caribbean, or probably came from Latin America, or came from other foreign country, and they're the ones who are usually moving abroad. I'm not saying that sometimes foundational Black Americans don't move abroad because we may have jobs that take us overseas and things of that nature, but by and large, we are not trying to leave America. And I also hate when they put out this narrative that the FBI and the CIA is somehow fomenting and generating this delineation movement, this move for reparations. Why in the world would the federal government that's always been against our claims, why would they want us to fight for reparations? Why would they want us to delineate? Us delineating is helping us to generate a constitutionally sound demand for reparations. If we did it based on race, which is not race-based, but if we did it based on race, it will be struck down. Per the 14th Amendment, you cannot do anything based on race, okay? It has the Equal Protection Clause. However, we can do it based on status. And if you are foundational Black American, that means you have the status of freedmen. And a lot of Native Americans, they get their reparations based on their status. Those tribal designations are statuses. We can get our reparations based on status. Why would the American government, which does not want to pay us reparations, why would they want to support a movement that's helping us to codify and arrange ourselves and position ourselves where we can get what is finally due to us? No, if anything, they're trying to generate a movement where we're telling each other, well, let's go over to Africa. Let's fight for Africans over there. And I also want to talk about this whole thing that we are being divisive. Foundational Black Americans, by and large, are not in the African continent. And right now, Ethiopia has civil conflict. Sudan has civil conflict. Nigeria has instability. Rwanda, the DRC are having instability. Tanzania having instability. I'm not saying these nations are unsafe. I've been to Ethiopia. I've been to Nigeria. I've been to Kenya. I've been to Egypt. I've been to Sudan. I've been to Ghana. Okay, these are beautiful places. I had a great time there, but all of those places are having some serious issues. We are not there. So if we are the cause of division, why do they have division in their homeland?
Woo! It seems like the people who hate Africa the most are Africans, because either they're fighting other Africans or they're running away from Africa.
Or they're fighting to get out of there. Exactly.
They're fighting to get away. Fam, let me say this as well. I'm going to give you a two-part question, brother. Two-part question. By the way, let me say this as well. Those Latinos that you just mentioned in the ideology of Pan-African, they are Black. So we're their brothers and sisters, according to all lives matter, all Negroes matter, which is what Pan-Africanism is. I want people to understand that a darker complected, melanated other person, MOP, who is from the Philippines, who is from Nicaragua, who's from Puerto Rico, who's from Mexico. So the darkest of the dark, Latino, that calls you the N's of the N-words, according to James Smalls and Dr. Umar, those are our Black brothers. Delineation, shut all that down. Now, let me ask you this question, brother. Then I'm going to let you go ahead and add on to it. Your ancestors died for you to have the right to vote. You better be a Pan-African because your ancestors fought for you to be a Pan-African. Brother, don't those sound quite similar? Doesn't that sound like it's coming directly from the dominant society, the DNC? What's the difference between your ancestors died, shaming us, or you should be a Pan-African because they were back in the past. You made a great statement, a very eloquent point, and I want to add on to this. I heard it on the playback yesterday. You said you don't buy all that stuff that Malcolm X and Huey Newton and them would all still be on Pan-Africanism or the way they viewed back then. And I'm with you. I feel if Malcolm X, who, by the way, is a foundational Black American, okay, and remember this, right. Malcolm X mother that was from the islands, Malcolm grew up with his other family after his mother left the family. There's a lot of reasons. We'd be here for days. Malcolm's a foundational Black American. However, let me proceed. You made a good point. You said, I don't feel that way because I think if Malcolm X heard all that Akata stuff, he's shutting it down. I don't think Huey P. Newton's letting it ride. I don't think nobody who was talking that talk back then would see the way these people talk to us today and be down for it. Brother, the floor is yours on that one.
Well, first of all, Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they both delineated. There was an interview Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said where he said that the Negro has to accept that we are American through and through. He says that Africa may be our genetic ancestral land, but the American Negro has to accept that America is his home. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That may not be an exact quote, but it's close enough. Malcolm X delineated. There was a panel in which he participated where there was some other guy pretty much trying to say that we ought to fight for the rights of all Black people. And he mentioned how there were Afro-Latinos. He didn't say the word Afro-Latino, but he was like, there were Haitians and Black Puerto Ricans who were being lynched. And Malcolm X was like, well, yeah, they're being lynched because they mistake them for the Negro. So Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. both delineated. If they were alive today, they will be right here with us delineating. Both of them called for reparations. They may not have used the exact word reparations, but that's what they were calling for. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said a country that did something specific against the Negro for 300 years does not do something special to repair the damage done to the Negro for those 300 years. Malcolm X, of course, many different times he mentioned how this is our land and things that were done to us and what we are owed, and how the political parties, the Democrats at that time as well, were not fighting for us to get what we were owed. But let's say they were staunch Pan-Africans, which they were not, but let's say they were. So what's that supposed to mean? They were wrong. Okay. I grew up around my great-grandparents, with the exception of one. One of my great-grandfathers was dead, but my other great-grandparents were alive and well during my youth and my young adulthood. My great-great-grandparents were alive during my earliest years of my childhood. I love them dearly, but that doesn't mean I have to follow directly in their footsteps, okay? And they wouldn't want me to. If you are a parent or you're a teacher, you want your children, your students, to do better than what you did. You want them not to make your same mistakes. So even if they were the staunchest of Pan-Africans, if they saw the direction we was going in, and they saw that we came up with constitutionally sound ways to get the reparations owed to us, they will want us to stay on our path to get to the destination where they were trying to take us. Okay? Woo. Let's be clear. The second thing I want to say, I'm really sick and tired of this attitude that the Dr. Umar Johnsons and Professor James Small have. We're supposed to turn the other cheek. We only have two cheeks, and they done slapped us in both. Now, we showed sympathy to them because we knew they were coming from dire straits. But now we're realizing, wait a minute, you got all this gusto when you come over here, but you don't got none of that fight in your own homeland, and you think you'll come in our homeland and disrespect us? We're not tolerating the disrespect any longer, and that's not new. Remember, it was our predecessors who got Garvey up out of here when he was being disrespectful. So we have a history of only taking but so much from these tethers before we say, you know what? The disrespect is done. We're not taking it no more. And that's where we are with them now.
Delineation doesn't shut it all down.
That's right. And the only people who have a problem with this are the tethers.
There you go.
And if you are a tether sympathizer, then you are a tether too. Or if you are a foundational Black American and you are sympathizing with the tethers, then you are worse than a tether, actually.
Because we've always had a history of people being escorted into our community, typically from a sympathizer. So I always tell people, when you regulate, you got to shut it all down. The best thing about regulation is you can do it in 2, 3, 4s, and 5s. You ain't got to just 1 and 2 and 3. You can put them all in a pot and get them all about the paint. Fam, you made another great point about Marcus Garvey, okay? Marcus Garvey, because you remember growing up, fam, they used to romanticize Marcus Garvey. And they would make it look like Garvey was just, we all need to bow down. That's the stuff that Dr. Kubar be talking. Fam, tell people about some of the allegations, and a lot of that has been proven, about Marcus Garvey and how, one, he couldn't get it popping in his homeland. That sounds familiar, just like tethers. I got a couple million tethers that can't get it popping in their homeland. And then, two, how Marcus Garvey wasn't as aligned and really wasn't popping off talking about real Black American unity when we were already moving anyway. It's the same thing they do with 1804. They make it look like 1804 influenced us, and what we did here is all because of Haitians. And our delineation and our civil rights movement and Reconstruction, oh, that was all just because of Marcus Garvey. It's always taking Black American accomplishments and giving away. If a foundational Black American 5-year-old starts hitting on the damn lunch table, we all did that at school, hitting on the lunch table, somebody start rapping. Somebody gonna come up and say, oh, you pounding on something, that's from Africa. So hip hop's from Africa, delineation's from Africa, regulations from Africa, civil rights is from Africa. Every damn thing is from Africa. Fam, let everybody know how that Marcus Garvey myth has really been nullified in this era.
Well, first of all, Marcus Garvey had to come to America for his Pan-Africanism ambitions to succeed. He couldn't get it done in Jamaica because Jamaicans just weren't trying to hear it, okay? He couldn't even get it done in Africa because let's go talk about Liberia for just a second. You had a few people who went to Liberia, and do you know why Liberia quickly collapsed? It's because you had African tribes who were in Liberia who were still trying to engage in the transatlantic slave trade. And some of the free Black people, our ancestors from America who went to Liberia, they weren't going to allow that to happen. That's the part they don't ever talk about. So the only true Pan-African place in the world has been America, have been foundational Black Americans, because we have historically wanted everyone to succeed, but not to our own detriment. The second thing about Garvey, I would like to say that Garvey is probably what you could consider the original tether. He had the audacity to say that we shouldn't expect equal accommodations on trains because we didn't build the railroads. That's actually what really kicked off the Garvey Must Go movement. We actually built most of the railroad tracks in America, but he was speaking against us. Then he was meeting with the Ku Klux Klan, and allegedly, even though it's kind of been confirmed that he did say this, that the modern day Negro was good for nothing. Yep. So he was in many ways the original tether. And then Garvey trying to get people to quote unquote go back to Africa when he was exiled from the United States of America. He didn't go to Africa. Okay. He went to places, the whitest places in Latin America. He didn't even go to the blacker parts of Latin America, like Panama or Brazil or Colombia. No, he went to some of the whitest places in Latin America. So Garvey contradicted his own self.
Woo, fam, them is the real facts right now. Them is the real facts.
And I also want to say, people like to give him credit for being a great organizer. Garvey really capitalized on what was already being done by Cali House. That's a whole other conversation.
Yes, indeed.
And Cali House was foundational Black American.
So Garvey basically did that whole tether thing. After we do all the work, they throw their arm over us and say, we. Wow, look what we did so great. Or in Garvey's case, it was look what I did. He didn't even say we. He just said what he did. You're absolutely right. I like that analogy of them being the original tether because that's tetheristic behavior right there. Wait until we get popping. Like you just said, you could talk about Garvey. You could even talk about 1804, which is cool. Y'all random folks out of there, how that worked out for them in the long run. But that's another story. It's always after foundational Black Americans have a major accomplishment, they show up. And if people watch historically and they examine it, that's the same exact thing they're doing now. They want us to run the football all the way to the goal line, punch the damn ball in, score the game-winning touchdown, get our reparations, and then they're all going to show up, throw their arm around us, and they're going to say we. James Smalls is going to be on the front one. Dr. Umar going to be on the front one. They're going to be the main ones trying to take credit for us getting reparations the same way Garvey was trying to take credit for everything we do. They try to take credit for the civil rights era. You know, brother, like I know, that Dr. Umar runs around here and say Haitians were one of the main players during the civil rights, during the Civil War. He tries to dump that off on them, just making stuff up even when they weren't here. So every time FBA gets it popping, these people show up when they were hiding in them bushes, and then they pop out and say, wow, look what we did. No, you ain't do nothing. I always tell people, you can take that we Flip that W the other way around, and it's me. It was me who did that in my ancestors. It was me who was grinding in my ancestors. It was me who never ran and never hid. Let me ask you this question as well, brother, about James Smalls. Isn't it a very detrimental thing to run around here and start throwing these alphabet agencies on Black Americans when we know what we have to deal with? Do you think Malcolm or anybody of substantial on-code behavior would accept that type of rhetoric? Because remember, you already got the dominant society calling us a hate group and trying to imprison us, right? And when you go around and you start saying that FBA is the CIA, that is done deliberately. And I believe James Smalls is either working with them folks or he just don't give a F. Tell everybody how dangerous that is. And you're an activist like me. I'll tell everybody right now, y'all looking at the two biggest foundational Black American activists in the South. This is what it is. The South, we run the South. Me and Marcel, we hold down the front line. Shout out to you, my brother. But tell everybody how difficult and how dangerous that is, that type of rhetoric, and how it basically puts a big ass target on Black Americans. And James Smalls, this is why your ass is dismissed and disqualified. You can't come around us no more with that type of energy. Go ahead, family.
It's very dangerous. And not only is he's trying to make us like we're a group and we're not a group. It's simply a lineage. Foundational Black American is a term used to refer to those of us who are the descendants of people who were emancipated from American slavery, the people who built this nation, who built the United States of America. It's a lineage. There's an estimated 50 million of us. A lot of us believe there are many more. I believe that as well. That's a separate conversation. But what he did that was really, really insidious is he named Tariq and tried to make Tariq the leader, and then try to say he's working with the FBI or the CIA. That's very dangerous because, you know, historically what has happened in this nation, they've targeted anyone who was a quote unquote leader or who was at the tip of the spear. So to try to make someone a leader and to put that out there, knowing the history, because he was around those days in the 60s and the 70s, he knows how dangerous it is to do that, and he still did it. That's what I found quite despicable. I really do. And I also want to talk about the 1804. You know, Haiti showed up a little late. Okay, Haitians were the majority in Hispaniola or Saint-Domingue, which would later become Haiti. By the time the Haitians, which I give them their props because I've visited Haiti before, a fascinating history. Yes, they ran the French up out of there. But by the time they did that, we already had maroon societies all throughout what will become the United States of America. Okay, even what will become the lands a part of the Louisiana Territory. We had maroon societies all throughout the United States of America. When I went to Haiti, do you know what happened right after the Haitian Revolution kicked off and they were successful? They killed a lot of people who were instrumental in helping them defeat the French. When they built that beautiful citadel, which is the largest fortress in the Western Hemisphere, they killed a lot of the architects and a lot of people who were construction workers because they were afraid that they were turning them and build a larger fortress. We didn't have those issues. There are maroon societies from Virginia, North Carolina, and of course, you know, down here in South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia, Louisiana. We didn't cannibalize each other like that. That's why they were never really able to vanquish our maroon societies. That's why doing what is sometimes called the Seminole Wars or the Yamasee Wars or the Gullah Geechee Wars, the British couldn't defeat us. The United States of America could not defeat us. And even after the Civil War ended, there were some parts where they came to try to reclaim the land that was supposed to be given to us via Special Field Order 15, and they were terrified of coming down here in the Low Country to do that. So we already had our own societies established. What we did not have that the Haitians did, we didn't have the numbers. We were not the majority. They were the majority. I hate when they do this false equivalency where they were 90% of the population and they were expecting us to run roughshod throughout the United States of America, but we are roughly 10 to 20% of the population. So they always do that, and that kills me. But we already had established maroon societies here in the United States of America. That's pretty impressive when you consider that we were far from being the majority and we were outnumbered and outgunned, and we still stood up and we never cannibalized each other or turned on each other.
Sound like, you know what I'm saying? We don't hide, we don't run, we out here, we on one. You know, a party ain't a party if we don't come. Fam, let me say this as well. What happens to African people who get on code, African leaders who get on code? Does it end good for them? It's very reminiscent of what you're talking about with Haiti. Okay, because when you look at the Black Panther Party, we revered them. Malcolm X revered them. Martin Luther King revered them. There's a lot of us who may not even agree wholeheartedly with the ideology, but we still respect each other and elevate each other because we come from a culture of loyalty, a culture of respect. It does not matter. That's just how we get down. Like you said, sometimes it's to our fault. And that's what James Smalls is trying to do. He's trying to take advantage that we're loving, peaceful people. Well, we've learned from the past that love and peace only goes so far as much as your respect towards us comes. There ain't nothing cool about being respectful to somebody who's disrespectful. You check them on sight. But family, since we have that loyalty and we got that respect, and this is how we handle business, tell everybody how Africa has always handled their riders, because every African rider that has ever popped up that wasn't propped up by white people, the African public either was against them or took them out. That's on you, brother.
Yep. So James Smalls talk about the CIA and the FBI. He needs to go talk to his fellow Africans. As he considers himself an African, he needs to go talk to his fellow Africans. They killed their own efficient leaders. Ibrahim Touré, who a lot of them love over there, he's had several attempts on his life. Several. Yep. And they've been from fellow Africans. Yes, they've been from people from other nations as well, but they've been from fellow Africans. So he needs to go talk to them, because when they've had African leaders who have stood up and who have really been on code, they have had their lives taken, or they've had several attempts on their lives by fellow Africans. You don't have that with us. Yes, you have some violence, like you have violence, the intraracial violence that exists with all groups. But typically speaking, if someone stands up and rides for us, you don't usually have us trying to take them out. Usually don't at all. Usually have the American government that organizes and orchestrates trying to take them out, but usually don't have us systemically go after them. By and large, you don't. However, if you look at the history of some African nations like the Democratic Republic of Congo, you had other Congolese soldiers who were going around chopping off people's feet and hands at the pretty much the orders of the Belgian government. When you look at what happened in Ghana, okay, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, he had to flee Ghana because there were so many Ghanaians who were coming for him because of interference from European in America as well. You don't have that happen with us. We tend to rally around the people who are for us. I'm not saying we don't have traitors. I'm not saying we don't have infiltrators. We do, but not by and large on the same level as they have had.
You notice how you have a term for a traitor and you have a term for an infiltrator? You notice that we have terms for those who oppose the general consensus of us. Africans don't really have that. Now, they got 1,000 terms to slur Black Americans, but we got terms for sellouts, for bootleggers, for COONs. They don't have any of those. Brother, what does our delineation look like opposed to their delineating? Because right now, Africa is extremely delineating. James Smalls, you ain't talking about that, though. Dr. Umar, you ain't speaking on it. Tell us right now what our delineation looks like, in which we're all living, breathing, foundational Black Americans exhibiting that. And then tell us what African delineation looks like. It doesn't look too good. Their delineation seems very, very violent from other Africans.
Our delineation is based on not hate, on love for ourselves, love for our culture, love for our history, and a demand for what we are due. That's it. Okay? Now, if you hate us, we hate you back. That's the energy I'm on, at least. I don't know about anyone else, but my energy, if you hate us, I hate you. That's the energy I'm on. But our delineation is based on love. The delineation you see among some African ethnicities or African tribes, it's based on hatred and violence. When some of them delineate, they delineate to exterminate people who are not them. Okay? We saw that, for example, in Rwanda. And I'm not saying it only happens in Africa. It happens in Asia. It happens in Europe as well. Okay? But since we're focusing on Africa, when some of them delineate, they delineate to exterminate. Some of them, not all. When we delineate because we are demanding what is due to us. Okay? We delineate because we want to make sure that we safeguard and gatekeep our culture, which, if we're going to be honest, we have not always done a good job of doing, but we're doing now.
My brother. Fam, you know I had to have you come through, chop it up with me, drop them real fast. I call you Dr. Marcel because you be dropping receipts, brother. That's how it goes, man. Shout out to you, fam. Much love and respect. Continue doing it. We're going to hold down the front. You know, there's a couple politicians that we was talking about getting at. I heard they canceled a couple of events, but I ain't going to give too much. You know
not
when
yet.
they come back to the hood, we going to catch them now.
Yeah.
You know that. But all right, brother, you stay good, fam. Much love.
Thank you, Alfred. You take care.
All day, brother. Fam. That is the great Marcel Dixon, certified foundational Black American Rod. I had to have my brother come through. I want y'all to notice what my brother said. We delineate based on love for culture. They delineate based on hating each other. Fam, when we talk about these Africans fleeing Africa, can we talk about one of the main reasons why they flee Africa, y'all? Can we talk about it? One of the main reasons that Africans flee from Africa because Africans are running to get away from other Africans who are trying to KILL them. Yeah. They out here getting unalived. Fam, when you see Mr. Mutombo and Mr. Dikembe and they swimming to get to Europe through the Mediterranean and they going past sharks and everything, they not just doing that because they want to go to Europe so bad. They're doing a lot of that because they trying to get away from people in their homeland who want to take them out, who want to annex them. If Africa takes out and assassinates all of their leaders, what the hell you think they're going to do to Dikembe number 57 in a small little village in Kenya? What you think they're going to do to him? They be running. So their anti-African culture is so prominent that they are willing to unalive each other. So either they flee because they just can't get nothing popping, they flee because they can't build, or they flee because somebody gonna get them. And that's what I'm always telling them. When they get deported and they be out there crying, y'all, they be out there crying because they understand them same folks that was trying to take them out are there waiting for them right now. And that's another reason why they're so mad at foundational Black Americans. Fam, we've disrupted their whole life because their whole life is based on what we provide for them. Understand that a tether needs foundational Black Americans or a tether don't eat. They're going to be a hell of a lot of tethers starving tonight because they can't take the resources off of foundational Black American plates. They got real comfortable. They got real spoiled out there. Taking everything that we did, talking about we did, throwing their arm around us, talking about we all one big Negro. That was cool, but that was taking food off my family's plate to go over there. And you ain't never provided or gave us any assistance. So when you talk about not eating, that's going to be you tonight because you don't know how to feed yourself. We know how to feed ourselves. That's why we're still here. That's why we are not the rose that grew from concrete. We the whole damn rose garden. They are out here now starving because they looking and saying, well, wait a minute. FBA is not affording me to come here. FBA is not affording me an opportunity to have dinner tonight. FBA is not allowing me to get those tangibles and resources. Delineation is the most frightening word to not just tethers, not just the dominant society, but the whole damn planet, because the whole planet wants to come to the country that we created. And the system that allowed these people to take away from us has been shut down. How delineation saved the world. That's how it's going down, fam. And when we talk about all this and how things is going down, I told y'all these individuals is out there dressing like that right there. Can't nobody tell us, fam, that ain't AI. That is what it is. You see it, I see it, the whole damn world see it. These individuals are out there and they dusty, musty, always rusty, and they want foundational Black Americans to help them. While they over there dressing like that, looking like that, talking like that, trying to get foundational Black Americans to get on board with whatever games that they playing, and we telling them not no, but hell no. And that hell no go further than they could ever imagine. This is how we getting down, and this is how we moving in these streets. And fam, when we move in these damn streets, everybody got to clear out the way. Let me tell y'all this right here, fam. This is what I'm talking about James Smalls. Let me go back to it, because, man, he got bold. He got bold. Oh, the roast ain't done. No. We dropped some very scholarly work right there, and now we're going to get back to that street-ish, that G-checking. Look at this right here, fam. This is what I'm talking about. Back to Dr. Smalls or Professor Smalls or whatever the Smalls. Watch this right here, fam. This is what I mean when I say that he's very bitter right now. He's very bitter. And shout out to the family. They thought we weren't on the same page. Do y'all see how the regulators are mounting up right now? All FBA got on code and said, what? You about to get checked. Watch how he starts going way down the line. Mr. Dikembe's even over there looking. And I want y'all to see how afraid he is, because when Pan-Africans go broke, they become even bigger haters. Watch this.
Of this history. Because you can't fight a Tariq Nasheed unless you know history. Now, he's not a good historian, but he got enough facts, because he's a good researcher, that he can put you back, even when his facts is wrong. So you don't have to have the right facts. You have to have the right methodology to win a debate. But if you get the right facts, his methodology doesn't matter. You know, I can beat him down, but that'll just be another two black people fighting on the internet, and I refuse to do that. I've talked to him privately. I don't feel he has shown the respect he should have, given the conversations we've had about this issue. And I will find a way to even come out more publicly again. I've come out about it publicly many times, but it's a little thing, because in one way, but this internet makes it a big thing. But you got to remember, the masses of our people ain't paying no kind of attention to Tariq.
Oh, no. James Small, DICK. Homeboy, you're treading real thin right now. Fam, don't ever let somebody think that they on an iceberg when they on thin ice. Don't let these individuals start talking reckless about our foundational Black American brothers and sisters, especially our brother Tariq. I said this the other day, and I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say it forever. You talk about Tariq, you talking about me. It's the same exact way if they talk about any of y'all, and we got 2,000 people in here right now. They talking about me. If you talk about my foundational Black American brother or sister, especially with these vicious lies that you are completely upset and angry about, especially when people have done things for you, especially when people have helped elevate you. Because remember, without Tariq Nasheed, nobody would even know who you are, fam. Are we starting to see the vitriol of all these people flipping on Tariq, where Tariq put them on? Did Tariq get you a record deal? Did Tariq put out your album? Did you go double platinum based on the fact that you was on Tariq Nasheed's record label? And now you come out here and you mad? You wouldn't have ever put nothing out if it wasn't for Tariq. Wouldn't be no damn James Smalls or no Dr. Kubar. I want y'all to see how these Pan-Africans think they bigger than the program. Y'all notice how Tariq and me and you and all of us, we're about foundational Black American excellence, but look what we have provided for them. And look what they come at us with in return. We started this regulating ish. And this the mother thanks we get. This is what I'm talking about. And what you mean a scholar and I beat him down? Listen to the language, y'all. Oh, he went reckless. I'm going to be honest with you. I heard all that CIA stuff that he was talking about. I didn't even catch this part. I just started to see this. Oh, you done went way off the deep end. I think James Smalls might have some dementia because he must be forgetting that Tariq really put him on.
He can put you back, even when his facts is wrong. So you don't have to have the right facts. You have to have the right methodology to win a debate. But if you get the right facts, his methodology doesn't matter. You know, I can beat him down, but that'll just be another two Black people fighting on the internet. And I refuse to do that.
No. Don't come talking that damn talk about unity now. Fam, I want y'all to notice this man called us CIA with one breath and then said he wants some Black unity with the other breath. Y'all see what I be saying about these people? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Notice how these individuals will say the most reckless thing about Black Americans and then flip-flop it real quick and be like, oh, I don't want to do that. Pan-Africanism is about hating Black Americans and then pretending to care so much about Black people and then trying to say that it's us. You just sat there and said that we were the CIA, and now you want to turn around and say, oh, I don't want to come after another Black person. You just came after 50 million of us when you said that, partner.
Talk to him privately. I don't feel he has shown the respect he should have, given the conversations we've had about this issue. And I will find a way to even come out more publicly again. I've come out about it publicly many times, but it's a little thing, because in one way, but this internet makes it a big thing. But you got to remember, the masses of our people ain't paying no kind of attention to Tariq. The people who go with me on the trip to Africa, the working class people, the middle class people, the retired people, they don't give a shit about that. And even the young people who go to Africa, they're already Pan-Africanists. They ain't.
Whoa, y'all hearing this, y'all? You see how low budget this man is, fam? First off, Tariq is one of the most influential people in Black America. Not a leader, an intellectual, influential Black man, which is what we can all be. You are somebody who's talking to Mr. Dikembe, hating on us, but yet trying to get us to ride with you. This level of insanity is out of this park, y'all. Dude has lost his damn mind.
Even thinking about him. They're angry with him. And I tell them, don't be angry. Find out what is stimulating that. Because if you don't find the causation, You're not going to solve that problem. And the cause is we need to do more together. The immigrant African come to America, and the African Americans who've been there for the last 500 or so years have to find ways to do more together.
Did he say 500, fam? Tell me I'm mistaken. Did he not just say we've been here for 500 years? 500. No wonder you started off this whole speech talking about how Black Americans aren't really indigenous people. 500 years, fam. Don't listen to anybody who relegates foundational Black Americans to 500 years. Do not listen to it. Don't hear it. Don't go for it. That right there is cutting out thousands of years. You ain't even cut out 3 or 4. You done cut out thousands of years of foundational Black Americans. For what? Because you want foundational Black Americans to give you some damn money so you can get your little game off the ground. I see you, bruh.
And it isn't just on the new arriving Africa. It's actually more on us. We have no place where we say, here's your reception place. What do you need to get on your feet? We have a few, but nothing significant. You know what I mean? There are churches that do this in our community, but we need to have some sort of African reception kind of organization all over America. So wherever our people land, right now, our people are being brought in by the American government, the Refugee Department and the Homeland Security people, and they teach them not to come to our community.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This man just said we need to set up African meeting centers? Man, fam, is he pushing immigration heavy now? Fam, he's starting to sound like Joe Biden. You starting to sound like Joe Biden. You James Biden. This man starting to sound like Joe Biden. Did he just say we need to have set up centers that when Africans come here to the United States, Black Americans can meet them? And do what? Do what? Give them money? Do what? Ain't they getting enough stuff by even coming here and eating off our plate? And didn't you just tell me 2 seconds ago that they come here and they talk down on Black Americans? Which one is it, James? They come here, team up with the dominant society, but we should open welcome centers. We should take all of our money, put it in a big old piggy bank, and then give it to the Africans who come over here and teach them about the great ways of America. I thought they didn't know they was Black. I thought that they thought that the white man built America. I thought that they knew that Black Americans needs to work harder, nigga. Which one is it? Fam, listen to how Pan-Africans are bigots, hypocritical, and they weave 13 different subjects all in one to confuse you. This man said 152 different things, but didn't say nothing.
I'm telling you the truth. There are people from the continent who come into the U.S. State Department are taught not to associate with us, that we're drug dealers and we're troublemakers and things like that. So people, you try to survive. You just got to America, thank God, and you're trying to get a job. You think you're going to go over to mess with the dope dealer and the troublemaker. You're going to have nothing to do with them. Now, as time goes on and you learn better, you're caught in an isolated situation, and there isn't much you could do there. I remember, I didn't know this. One of my professors, Professor Kumanweri, Peresi Kumanweri, who's from Uganda, who was a friend of Malcolm, when him and a bunch of students from Uganda came to study at Columbia. And they were told never, Columbia is in Harlem, but up on the hill. So they were told never to go down the hill, that we would kill them, that they would, of course, he came down the hill because that made the African brothers curious. And he married a sister from South Carolina.
Stop. Why didn't you say none of this for the last 50 years? You say, fam, have y'all noticed all these Pan-Africans that been saying they get taught not to deal with us? They get taught to stay away from Black Americans. The U.S. State Department gives them the edict that they got to stay away from all of the foundational Black American brothers and sisters. Then how come you just saying it now? How come it took delineation for these people to now come out and say that these people are told to stay away from us? You should have been saying that for the longest amount of time. You should have been saying that. Or is it that you're trying to run a game? And here's the thing. Why are you telling me? Why don't you go tell them How come it's always the Pan-African trying to tell the Black American what we need to do better in a situation that we're not even a part of? We were just over here being certified, minding our own business, building this country, being the beacon of everything great. And these people show up over here hating on us, disrespecting us. And apparently the U.S. State Department has been telling them to stay away from Black Americans. The United States government as a whole has been telling them to stay away from Black Americans. Then how come Pan-Africans never said any of that until we started to delineate? I'm seeing a whole lot of bigotry here. 1 minute is they get told to stay away from us, and then the next minute we need to have welcome centers. And then let me ask y'all this question, fam. Who's working with the feds? Who's really the CIA? This man just sat there and told everybody that FBA are the CIA, but told us that Africans are working with the State Department. The person working with the State Department is the damn CIA, the damn FBI. You're telling me that a foreign national came here from a country that's on a travel ban watch list, openly collaborated and worked with the U.S. State Department to stay away from 50 million Black Americans, but we're the bad ones? They're the good ones? That's the innocent person? You just told me right there, James Smalls, who's really the CIA. It's the Pan-Africans, the scam Africans, and the tethers, because we got documented words based on you that they come over here and work with the U.S. State Department. If somebody's working with the U.S. State Department, that person right there is the opposition. That person right there is the Fed. That person right there is the infiltrator. And the man just sat there and told you. But he ain't going to go there now, is it? You see what these people are talking about. You see what they're talking about. You see what they're saying. You know what they're saying. But I'm going to tell you where it's really hitting them. Right now, they all broke. They broke right now. The money done dried up. They ain't got nowhere. Dude went on a whole thing. And let me say this. I got to go there on this one, fam. I got to go there. Tariq Nasheed has put on so many of these activists, scholars, professors that no one really knew who they were. No one knew who James Smalls was until Hidden Colors. Dr. Umar doesn't want to accept it, but Dr. Umar was a nobody until Hidden Colors. You should be thankful and have loyalty. This is what I'm telling people. We are a culture of loyalty, a culture of respect. Fam, we didn't have to get taught this stuff. It's instilled in us since we were kids. We ain't trying to figure out loyalty. We already know what it is. Notice that soon as foundational Black Americans started to delineate, Dr. Umar crashed out. Didn't show no respect to Tariq for putting them on. James Smalls, who, by the way, has been doing a lot of backhanded stuff that the cameras ain't really seen. He's been on this time for quite some time. He just ain't openly out and said it, y'all. James Smalls has been doing a lot of this. What's the one denominator in all of this, fam? The one denominator in all this is that these individuals are ungrateful. These individuals are not respectful. And these individuals are flat out hateful of foundational Black Americans. It's crossed the point now. We're talking hate. See, when you run around here and you start talking about the CIA, yet you working with the United Nations and the State Department, when you run around here and say those things, Brother Malcolm would hear that and be like, hell no. And I want y'all to notice how every third word is Malcolm. He'd be like, yeah, because, Malcolm said, and yeah, Malcolm said that too now. And boy, Malcolm, they always use Malcolm X as some type of pendulum to kind of try to lecture and shame us. Y'all ever notice that? Them dusty ass, rusty, ashy elbow ass people on TikTok, the TikTok tethers, they're always talking about Malcolm as well. They're always saying, well, Malcolm, you're not going to shame us with Malcolm because we carry and embody the spirit of Malcolm way more than you ever did. Remember this, y'all, since they want to talk about Malcolm. Malcolm did not promote fleeing your homeland. Malcolm did not promote leaving your family behind. Malcolm did not promote coming to America and teaming up with the U.S. State Department to stay away from the Akata. Malcolm didn't promote that. Malcolm X is the complete antithesis of all these tethers and scam Africans of today. We are the embodiment of Malcolm X. This is why we hold up Malcolm X. As a matter of fact, do they ever talk about Malcolm X any other time other than when they're trying to shame us? They don't ever bring up Malcolm, do they? When we talk about Malcolm X, we talking about his birthday. We talking about the day that he was unalived in transition. We talk about his studies. We talk about by any means necessary. I'll wake up and eat breakfast and listen to a random Malcolm X speech. Fam, Malcolm X is spoken of by foundational Black Americans 365 days a year. He's only spoken of from tethers and Pan-Africans when they can try to lecture us. They use Malcolm as a weapon against Black Americans, the same exact way that the Democrats use our ancestors in voting against Black Americans. And they're all pissed off the fact that the shaming tactics ain't doing a goddamn thing. Foundational Black Americans regulating and delineation done shut all that down. Now what you got? Nothing. But remember this right here, y'all. Professor Smalls was running around here talking this not that long ago. Oh, you in trouble now, Smalls. Oh, I got you now. Oh, you done messed up. You should have never spoke on this lineage, heritage, and culture. It would have been better off if you just went over to Ghana, got you a little bedroom in that janky-ass lounge you got, and just stayed quiet. Y'all, look at this. Watch how James Smalls a few years ago said that Black Americans need to identify ourselves. Uh-oh, another episode. Watch this.
Americans need to define themselves. The second thing we have to look at, African Americans need to define themselves. The second thing we have to look at, African Americans need to define themselves. You can't say no profanity over this, right? If I was gonna put it, they didn't need to define their black asses because they don't understand how friggin' confused they are.
Whoa, hold up. Did the man just sit there and say that we need to define ourselves? Well, we did. Oh, don't ask for it. If you don't like it, don't go there, bro. No, we done got you now. Y'all notice that they need to define themselves. And then when we did, it's y'all, the CIA. Fam, you can't win with these people. They ain't got no ideology. They gonna lead your ass off a cliff. If Martin Luther King said that he ended up integrating his people into a burning building, these Pan-Africans are trying to integrate your ass off of a cliff, Mount Kilimanjaro. But it ain't here in America. Don't listen to these people. Notice this man flip-flopping all over the place. They need to define themselves. They need to do this. See, this was the pre-delineation him. The same thing that'll make you laugh or make you cry. And you're crying right now because you're broke right now. And we ain't helping you right now because we up right now. He right here is telling us that we need to define ourselves. So guess what we did, y'all? We said, okay, that's a good idea. Let's define ourselves. Well, we're the people who built this home. We're the people who created it, cultivated it formulaically. We're the individuals who are the great parts of the United States of America. We are the ones who give this country all the wealth, past, present, future, fashion, style, grace, everything. We fought in every single war. You know what? We are foundational. We some foundational damn Black Americans. You're right, we did define and identify ourselves. What it really is for you, though, is that us defining ourselves made you go broke. It's a terrible game when you're playing the game that you can't win.
Look at African Americans need to define themselves. Second thing we have to look at, African Americans need to define themselves. Second thing we have to look at, African Americans need to define themselves. You can't say no profanity over this, right? If I was gonna put it, they didn't need to define their black asses because they don't understand how friggin' confused they are. And I'm gonna call the names, the Arabs in the community, they got their shit hooked up with Arabs. So they got
and delineation is stopping all of that. Go ahead, what else you got?
Control of all the stores. That's not some accident in history. That's a network that had the US government assisting them. The Koreans, they got all the dry cleaners. That's a network, an international network financed by folks from outside of this country and promoted by.
Okay, and delineation is shutting all that down. Okay, you naming all the people that came into our community, and now that we have defined ourselves, we said, well, this lineage won't go for it. We'll boycott all those people, and we'll run them out of our neighborhoods because they won't get none of our money. So go ahead, what else you got? This is what delineation has created for us. Remember, y'all, he's trying to tell us that we need to define ourselves, and I'm telling everybody that our delineation process is running all those people out of our communities. Notice, y'all, brothers and sisters ain't out there spending money in these places. You seen how the Africans was like, please don't boycott me. No, we brothers, nigga, nigga brother. We all friends, right? Nope, we ain't. We American, you African, you boycott it out of our community. So we got the right idea, James. You seem not to.
The government of the United States. If you look at the nail issue, imagine black women going into a place, having their nails done by Asian women who wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire.
Okay, what about the African women that were starting fights with Black American women this summer and pulling their hair out? Y'all just seen the damn African person who's about to get deported, who is out there hating on Black Americans. We shut all that damn down. Remember the African boycott of 2025? Last time I checked, that's right now. FBA is doing it. Oh, you don't like the fact that this is happening to your precious Africans. Every single thing that James Smalls is saying right here, Black Americans did. So why do you got a problem with it, James? Why is this upsetting you, James? You said all these people were coming into our community and we are running them out of our community based on delineation. You said we need to define ourselves. We defined ourselves based on delineation. You said that we were confused. Well, we ain't confused. Based on what? Delineation. So what the hell you talking about today, James? It must be that you ain't got no money. That's the only answer available.
I mean, that's some deep shit that we really messed up like that. We can't even, Black beauty shops can't even do their thing because Black women are going in other ethnic group beauty shops getting their hair done. The way you make money, you...
Black beauty shops, fam. Remember those melanated beauty shops? Those African, he's sitting there talking about the Korean and he's sitting there talking about the Arabs. I'm looking at the Africans and look how they were treating them. Notice he jumped over that though. All the way that they've been treating our sisters in them beauty shops, the African women, he skipped over that though, didn't he? He went all the way around it. You hitting U-turns, Z-turns, W-turns. Bring your ass back here, James. I'm calling you to the table. You dealing with the number one. Check this out right here, family. He's going to go there and think he's hammering home a point, and delineation has shut that down. We shutting folks down from 4-5 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Past, present, future.
You sell your culture to yourself, all right? If you can't sell your food to yourself, and you can't sell your nails to yourself, and your hair to yourself, and your barbershop to yourself, and your clothing styles to yourself, then you're going to be a slave of whoever's selling that shit to you.
Wow. That sounds exactly like what FBA's been doing right here today, fam. What did we do? Now we selling everything to ourselves. Food, clothes, style, everything that we manufacture. This sounds like all of that staying in the house. You know what he just basically said, y'all? He basically just said gatekeeping. We've been gatekeeping the culture. We've been regulating the culture. So why is it a problem? Because I'm looking at this video, James, and it didn't seem like you had a problem a few years ago. Sounds like when you were selling them damn Wakanda packets, you was all for it. Why have you done the flip up? Why have you changed? Why are you out here hating on FBA? Why are you upset at my brother Tariq? Because you was talking all that talk. I'm going to tell you what it is that we done came and disrupted your fantasy. You thought we wouldn't be here, fam. James Smalls was talking that talk because he didn't think we was going to do it. He thought we was going to do it through the lenses of Pan-Africanism. That's really what it is. Remember this, y'all. Pan-Africanism wants you to have all of this spite and all that stuff for Latinos, for Arabs, for W's. But when the African does exactly what they do, they want us to give them a pass. Family, when you see Africans coming to the border and you see Latinos coming to the border, they both illegal. So why are we going to sit there and say, well, the Latinos, they're illegal. So are the Africans. How Dr. Umar going to start off talking about how immigration is a bad thing when all them damn Africans jumped over the border? I've seen it. I've seen Africans jump over the border with Mr. Pedro. They're doing it together. You've seen Africans and Latinos. So what you want to do is just Africans get a pass, they get another pass, they get another pass. They can act like supremacists, minions of supremacy, puppets of supremacy. They can be anti-Black American, spew hatred. All of those African women in those braiding shops, they can do the same exact thing that the Koreans do, but we should give them a pass for doing it. All Pan-Africanism is pass. You give them a pass for disrespect. You give them a pass for being ungrateful. You give them a pass for shitting on foundational Black American culture. And them days is over with. In the same way, all of that is over with, then Wakanda packets are over with. Because I know what your whole game is going for. And I want to show everybody what he's been out here trying to sell. Fam, look at this right here. Y'all see this? This is why he's so mad at you, brothers and sisters. This is why he's so upset with you, brothers and sisters. Look at that little Wakanda packet. Go to God. Oh, James Smalls on the low has been out here trying to get Black Americans to take these tours. And I'm going to take you on them. Fam, do y'all know James Smalls is out here acting like a relationship advisor? Do y'all know that? Look at him. Look, this is it right here. I'm not lying. You see it. James Smalls right here is talking about helping Black folks with relationships. And what's up? Doesn't Dr. Umar do that? What's up with these Pan-Africans always trying to act like relationship advisors? They all like, well, your relationship now. But family, let me show y'all this right here. This is him talking about his Sanan Lounge development fund. And this right here is them trying to get foundational Black Americans to support that, but we ain't been supporting it. Look at that right there. Yeah, fam, he got to GoFundMe. He's got to GoFundMe. He done had that since 2020. So you're hating foundational Black Americans, you're disrespecting the lineage, and then on the low, you asking for our money. Ain't that the same exact damn thing Dr. Kubar's doing? He sound like Dr. Umar. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Can you hit the Cash App one more time? Hit the Cash App. Ain't it the same exact thing, family? What's the deal with these damn Pan-Africans that are always anti-Black American, but they ain't ever anti-Black American donations? Fam, look at the ridiculous amount of money, fam. I want everybody to look at your damn screen. Look how much this man has been charging you to go over to Ghana or Egypt. Remember just a minute ago, he was saying the people who come with me, man, they don't give a damn about what FBA is talking about. They Pan-Africans anyway. Okay, well, let me tell you what them Pan-Africans are out here paying, fam. Okay, look at those prices that this man's trying to get you. Return home with us. Spots are limited. Secure your place today. Ghana only. A double room is $4,800. Goddamn. A single room, $5,400. Goddamn. How about an Egypt extension? Meaning if you want to not just go to Ghana, but you can also go to Egypt. That is $5,300. Goddamn. How about a single room in Egypt? $6,100. Goddamn. This man said this isn't just a tour. It's a sacred pilgrimage, an ancestral homecoming. Family, if I want to have an ancestral homecoming, I will walk right outside because right out there is where my foundational Black American ancestors are. You trying to sell African ancestors for $6,000 in Egypt, $5,000 in Ghana to some foundational Black Americans. I see why your ass mad. You done ran out of money, time, and excuses. He said, the movement toward Africa unity. Fam, I'm telling y'all, all my young people, they've been talking about that for years. This has been going on for years. This is a ripoff. They've been trying to tell Black Americans about a damn African uprising and unity and come home. It is $1 billion industry to get Black Americans to go over to Africa. They've been doing this since the 1960s, y'all. In the 80s, it took off. In the 90s, it took off. They've always done this. Don't think that you're seeing something new. They've always done this all the time. They say the African unity and empowerment with the expertise and collaboration of cultural heritage African tours. And I just told you guys, all of the places that he was naming right there, there you go. And he's got connections that all of them are working with the United States government, y'all. All of those places. You think that they putting together all these damn tours just because? You think they putting together all these tours because it's fun? Somebody is fitting the damn bill. Somebody getting broke off a bag. Somebody is up to something, and we've been the ones out here exposing it. And family, I'm going to show y'all what all that damn money is going to get you. Oh, sit back for this one. This is the good one, brothers and sisters. You're going to go to the greatest place on the planet. You want to see what a Wakanda package looks like from James Smalls? And by the way, this isn't the Wale Wakanda packet. This isn't the Akon Wakanda packet or the Dr. Umar Wakanda packet. This is the James Smalls specific Wakanda package. And I want y'all to see it, fam. If you spend all that damn money, you can go to a bar that look like that. Y'all gonna spend your money for that one? Y'all gonna do that? No wonder they want our damn reparations, fam. This is what your reparations is gonna do. Your reparations is gonna get them to get a damn bar like that. That's what it's gonna do for you right there. Oh, we're not done. Oh, no. Look at that. He got, boy, this stuff popping out there. Look at that. The Dikembe 1, the Dikembe 2, the Dikembe 33rd. Look at this one. Or you can go to that little kiddie pool. Fam, my niece got a pool in my backyard bigger than that right there. Okay? Family, I can go to the damn Motel 6 and get something better than that. They trying to get you to spend $6,000 for a damn kiddie pool in Ghana. You can go and fill up the bathtub and get more clean water than that. What's in that damn water? This is what you trying to sell my people, James Smalls? This is what you trying to tell foundational Black Americans we need to do? James Smalls, you hating my brother Tariq over this? Hell no. Look at this, fam. Dirty ass water. But there's more. Fam, You might even get to stay. Who took this picture, by the way? What the hell did you take this with? A Polaroid? Look at this picture, y'all. That dusty ass hotel. Look at this. Who in the hell put this up on a website wanting to get money? This ain't a ringing endorsement right here. This is terrible. Fam, I see somebody in the background hanging off. I see lotion flying in the damn air. I see deodorant, everything on the ground. There goes somebody in the bushes over there. I see some damn bush meat. Look at this. This is what you want us to spend our money on, James Smalls? You calling us CIA because we don't want to spend for this? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Take that monkey-ish off, you embarrassing us. Shout out to Pimp C. Y'all see this right here? The damn wind's blowing. Couldn't you pick the day where it was sunny? Why didn't you take this picture in the daytime? I don't trust nobody trying to get me to spend $60,000, $20,000, $40,000 to go over to Ghana for a kiddie pool, a dusty-ass bar, and a picture where I see a damn hyena hanging off a balcony. Fam, I'll go make some AI if I want to see a hyena jumping off a balcony. Get the hell out of here. Look at that. Somebody over there in the goddamn window saying, please help us. Somebody over there saying 22,000. They said Ibrahim Torre, come get us. Get the hell out of here. What about this one? Uh-oh, y'all. Woo! Fam, do they got them some damn love sofas? Do you want to go get them love sofas over there, family? Oh, this is a hell of a trip. Oh, we going to go over there, fam, sit on them dusty-ass love sofas. They probably break. You probably get splinters. Fam, I see damn splinters hanging out. Look at all them. Look at all that damn wood. He's like, that's real bamboo. You get real bamboo. You remember that damn Dikembe who was interviewing him? He was like, if you sit on the one to the far left, Nelson Mandela sat on this. Because you know they be scamming, right? Y'all know they're going to scam Black Americans. They're going to be in that thing saying, well, if you see the chair over here, Patrice Lumumba sat in this back in 1905. 1905? Yes, it wasn't him. It was someone else. But they all related like I'm related to you, nigga. We all related, ain't we? We all one big nigga, right? Patrice, Latrice, Lumbumba, Mutamba, we all just one Negro. Doesn't matter. You divisive, nigga. You divisive. You can't call the difference between Patrice and Lumbumba. What's wrong with you, FBA? You the CIA. Call James Smalls. This man trying to sell us some damn splinter seats. Some damn splinter seats, fam. You don't sit on that, Black American. That's a coffee table. That's a coffee table, fam. You can go get that right now in the damn newspaper. Go look in your newspaper, see somebody selling that. I can get you that coffee table. James Smalls, if you need to refurnish all of this, all you need to do is just ask. Just ask. Just be like, hey, man, Black Americans, I'm struggling right now. Y'all delineation done effed everything up. The coffee table got too many stains on it. The cheetah done pissed in the pool. The damn seats got splinters poking out of them. I seen the damn cat hanging out the damn window on the balcony. Can y'all help me refurnish all this? Just ask if you're struggling that bad. God damn. How about this right here, family? There goes the lounge. Family, that looks like a goddamn hallway in a high school. Fam, this one right here, you're going up to math class. Down there is going into social studies. That right there, they trying to get you a damn high school. This is a damn high school, y'all. They done took a damn high school that the colonizer gave back to them. Look at the lights going out up here. Why the hell the light on in the daytime any goddamn way? What the heck? They got the light on. It's struggling. I see goddamn moths flying around it. This man out here in the dashiki. You know somebody said, take a picture of a kid too. Take a picture of a kid. They'll come here if you put the kid on here. This is pathetic. This is what you trying to sell Black Americans. This is what you trying to tell Black Americans for that much goddamn money. James Smalls, if you don't sit your scam African ass down and leave foundational Black Americans the hell out of all of this, because we don't got nothing to do with any of this. That is foundational Black American certified energy, and certified energy don't want nothing to do with any of that. Fam, we only keeping it real. Them is real photos, y'all. On his little donation, fam, boy, he out there asking for money now too. Now he begging, fam. When is a Pan-African not gonna ask for money? Your whole movement is based on money. Matter of fact, I got something. Hold on, I'm coming up with ideas and points while I'm talking, fam. Isn't it funny? They always talking about, oh, you beg the white man for reparations, nigga. Yeah, and you beg foundational Black Americans for donations, nigga. Isn't it funny? They always talking about foundational Black Americans are begging the white man for reparations, which, by the way, the white man feeds you. He feeds your whole damn continent. However, I'll put that on the side. Sidebar. We'll get back to that in a minute. You always begging us for donations. Y'all tell me the last time you seen a Pan-African that wasn't hands open trying to get us to go somewhere. Why is Pan-African always rooted in Black American money? Can we ask that question? We gonna ask that question. We gonna present that question. Damn that, we gonna give the answer because they broke and they need us. And that is the definition of a Pan-African tether. Pan-Africans are obsessed with Black American money. That's why they always pocket watching. Fam, you see how many times they be pocket watching us? Where you get all that money? Where'd you get it from? What, the money that you want? What, the money that you want me to spend so you can go over there and get me in a damn hotel lounge? Okay, Hotel Rwanda. Fam, that was Hotel Rwanda and Hotel Uganda and Hotel Kenya. It's always a hotel you're trying to get Black Americans to go to. Damn you, damn all that. Come up with an ideology that's not centered around us. So when I sit here and say that delineation has dried up all their money, and I tell you that delineation is why they're all going broke, why Dr. Umar's going broke and the feds is on him, you need to worry about them feds. The feds is on Dr. Umar. And when I tell you James Smalls is going broke, so now he comes up with all of this rhetoric about the CIA. When I tell you all of that, fam, about how they're broke, and then you see that their ideology is always based on Black American donations, why we got to fund you? I thought Africa had all these kings and these princes and these queens, and it was the motherland. How come the mother can't fit the bill? It's always a Pan-African wanting Black American dollars. It's always a Pan-African pocket watching FBA. You don't pocket watch other Africans. You don't pocket watch Mayos. You don't pocket watch burritos. You always pocket watching us. Why? Why are you always focused on foundational Black American money? Maybe you need to get your own money. Maybe you need to get your own thing. See, we worried about doing us. They always want us to fund them. You're going around the world, you're begging for money, and you need somebody to help you. FBA says, hell to the no, you on your own with that one. And when I tell everybody that there's been a history of this, fam, this is what I'm talking about right here. Family, I want you to look at your screen right now. Your screen is going to present to you the very fact that Africans and Pan-Africanism has always worked with the dominant society. They have a long-gated track record of working with the dominant society, being funded by the dominant society. Fam, we're not going to sit here and play this game that Pan-Africanism has not been the #1 collaborator with white folks. They're not going to try to dump that on these folks. Every time you turn around, somebody's trying to say how Black Americans this, Black Americans that. Well, this Black American is about to expose all the Pan-Africans and let y'all see right here that they have always had that. Federal agents have historically involved in monitoring and infiltrating the Pan-African movement. The Pan-African movement is a movement that the dominant society is always working with and working for. You don't think that they do all that talk and hang out with these people just because. They do all of that, family, because they understand that Black Americans run every goddamn thing. And I want y'all to notice now what they're out here doing, y'all, they're trying to rewrite Africa because foundational Black Americans are putting the real facts on the table about Africa. And we got all the facts now, and they're afraid of it because they understand when foundational Black Americans get to exposing, you the main ones in the front. Look at this right here, family. This is the state of Scam African, James Smalls. And I know some of your listeners is listening. So listen closely. And if I were you, I would take some notes because we putting on a clinic right now, masterclass. Watch this right here, family. This guy starts talking about Africa and how Africa will never be nothing because everything they own go straight to the dominant society.
Their corporations control the resources. Africa doesn't own their own wealth. It's their wealth, but they don't own it. Western companies own the mines in Africa. They extract the minerals. They set the prices. They ensure that the wealth will never benefit the people whose wealth it truly is. I mean, look at Congo today. Congo produces 70% of the world's cobalt. That's the mineral that powers your smartphone, your laptop, your electric car. Without Congolese minerals, there's no Tesla, there's no Apple, there's no Samsung. Yet the people of Congo remain among the poorest people in the world. Why? Because their wealth is not theirs. It's stolen by Western corporations, by Western companies. The system is kept in place through war. The West doesn't want a stable and independent Congo. That's why they fund proxy wars, why they support rebel groups like M23. They use other African governments like Rwanda and Uganda to do their bidding, to keep Congo weak so that the wealth remains.
Wait. You use other African countries to bring down African countries? Didn't the great Marcel just say that a minute ago? Didn't Marcel just say that they'll use Africans to bring down other Africans? Who the hell's working with the CIA, James Smalls? Could it be the African countries that are always going after other African countries on behalf of those agencies? You must have skipped that. You ain't putting that jacket on FBA. We putting that on Africa. That easy.
Remains available for plunder. Wallahi, this is a grotesque injustice. It's a grotesque injustice that disgraces the whole world. Congo is a bleeding, open, gaping wound on this earth. Understand this. Africa will never be free until Congo is free. No matter how well any individual African country does, the continent as a whole will remain wounded, mortally wounded, so long as Congo is being plundered. Please understand. Their corporations control.
Damn. That's what they want you to spend your foundational Black American money to go to. That's what they want you to unearth your pocketbooks, fam, so you can go over there. Let's not act like we don't know what's going on in Africa. Black Americans know exactly what's going on in Africa, because I'm going to say something that don't nobody want to talk about, and I'm going to keep it 110%, y'all. Foundational Black Americans right now, this is our most interaction with Africa. See, they try to tell us this game. Let me go, boy, we about to cook. There's this lie that they try to make it look like we had all these interactions with Africa in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and 80s. Fam, the average Black American, the above average Black American, did not go to school, work with, or even know an African. Isn't it funny how on the left side, they tell us that we had so much communications with Africa back in the 60s and 70s. And then on the right side, they say, you guys don't know who we are. It was those Sally Struthers commercials that presented a false image of us. Well, wait a minute now. I thought that we were hanging out with y'all. Over here, you told me that we were all friends and connected, and we hung out every day. Over here, you're telling me that we didn't really know each other. We just saw images of you on TV. If we only seen images of you on television, but yet over here, you tell me that we were hanging out, sound like you're lying. Yeah, because you know what it really is that we never had communication with Africa. Now we're getting our first crash course in who they are. Now is the most dealing, and we're seeing the real thing. Malcolm, Huey Newton, and the people from the 60s and 70s, that was very beginning of these people really communicating. And remember this as well. Malcolm X was a foundational Black American celebrity. They rolled out the red carpet for him. They rolled out the red carpet. Fam, don't let these people show you a foundational Black American icon that goes to Africa and gets treated well. Do you know why they got treated so well in Africa? It's because they were a foundational Black American celebrity. It's the same way that a celebrity can go over there today and they won't get treated the same way that your average brother or sister will. Africans know who brings over money. The same way James Smalls is asking for your money so you can go to that damn Cheetah Lounge that he's putting together with broken goddamn coffee table. That's the same way they saw Malcolm. They didn't see Malcolm as, oh, that's my brother. They saw Malcolm the same way they see us. But they was faking, and they was like, oh, Malcolm, come on over here. Because they were like, what can Malcolm do for me? When they seen Huey Newton and those guys go over there, oh, what can you do for me? When Michael Jackson went over there, what can he do for me? Africans operate with that logic of what you can do for me. So don't let nobody tell you that we were going over there in droves and they was rolling out the red carpet. No, the hell they weren't. Fam, in 2025, if Black Americans are going over there right now and being unalive, what you think was happening in 1975? The same damn thing. If Africans were taking out Africans back then, what do you think Africans are doing right now today? The great rapper, the foundational Black American poet, Nas said it best. Nas said, Africans don't like us no way. A killing happened in Johannesburg yesterday. And what he's saying is that they taking each other out over there. What they gonna do over here? We did not hang out with Africans. We didn't go to school with Africans. We did not know Africans. There wasn't some great unity back in the 70s, but yet we turned on them today. Now is the first time we seeing their true colors. And they don't like that, fam. All those tethers are really messing it up. Those tethers is messing it up for all the Africans, because now we're sitting back and we watching how they really feel about
real kings of
Africa. The fact that we watching it got them shook. Fam, let me tell you another thing they're doing. Now what they're doing is they're trying to rewrite African history. As foundational Black Americans start looking at how African crashed out, Africans escorted the outsider into Africa. Y'all look at this right here. Now they're sending out these dusty guys. Watch this ashy guy. And he starts saying African kings resisted the slave trade. Fam, they're sending out these people. Dr. Umar posted this the other day. And they're trying to make it look like Africans weren't selling each other out. They were fighting back and resisting. Well, either you're lying or that resistance didn't work. Watch how now they're trying to spin Africa.
Africa were killed and deposed by Europeans. They fought wars. There were over 400 anti-slavery rebellions. Over 400 fought on this continent by our kings on behalf of our people. And it was because of people like Femi Lazarus then that they lost those fights. The betrayers that went to side with the Oyibo so they can become kings. Then the Oyibo put them there to continue their business. When African kings came in contact with slavery, I'll read from the West and the rest of us. I'll tell you about your people. Not let one stupid Euro boy saying a beer parlor, you learn on the history. How many letters of African kings have you read, Femi Lazarus? Talking about history. How many letters have you read? Have you read a single African king letter? Do you own a letter of an African king before? Have you seen it? I'll read from here. Let me read a letter from a king. When he encountered slavery in his land, I'll read to you immediately what he wrote back to his counterpart. What he wrote to his counterparts in Portugal that sent the people to his land. Let's go. By 1526, in order to save society, his throne, Afonso determined to stop the trade in slaves. He wrote to John III of Portugal, complaining that Portuguese merchants, now the letter starts, Portuguese merchants daily seize our subjects, sons of the land and sons of our noblemen and vassals and our relatives. They grab them and cause them to be sold. And so great, sir.
And what you do about it? What did they do when they seen the people get sold? Fam, now he's trying to say that the African kings and queens were against slavery. Fam, how in the hell did the Europeaner get in Africa? Can we quit acting like the Europeaner didn't lock arms and hold hands with the African and walk them right on in? They're only doing this now. Fam, again, where was all this years ago? Don't let these people try to say, oh no, we resisted. We resisted. No, you didn't, fam. Don't nobody take over your continent if you resisted. If you got billions of Africans and you only dealing with thousands of Europeaners, you should win that in a landslide. The fact that you did not win in a landslide lets me know you did not fight back. Now they're trying to make it look like they FBA. This is what this is. I want everybody to notice this, y'all. The same time we start talking about slave revolts and how Black Americans was whooping tail in the Maroon Swamps in the Seminole Wars, now they want to come and start talking about how Africans fought back. You have never heard any significant Africans fighting back. Onesies and twosies do not count. Mr. Mutombo, who looked like he needs some damn root work deodorant, he's sitting right here and he know he lying. And I don't think he can read, so I think he's making that up.
The car reason that all our elites are the way they are. They are the descendants of black slavers. They are the spiritual child of white predators. The direct descendants of black slavers. If an African king has come out, the king, the highest authority in the land, if the king come out and say we don't want this thing, that means Africans immediately we encounter the slave trade, we abolish the slave trade. First, immediately.
Okay, then how come right now, as we speak, Africans are being sold right now in Libya? Family, the whole damn James Smalls. You ain't talking about this. See, what James Smalls needs to do is talk about how in Libya right now, African slaves are being enslaved by Arabic people. How about, what is it, Maritovia? How about they got an open slave trade? These are open slave trades, y'all. Open right now. James Smalls can talk about it. He could talk about that. How come you want my money so everybody can go to your hyena hotel, okay? But damn your hyena hotel. Talk about Libya and the slave trade going on right now. And by the way, that Libyan slave trade is the same exact slave trade that went on during the Arabic slave trade. Y'all wasn't resisting nobody. You got enslaved by the Arabs. You got enslaved by the Europeaners. You're getting enslaved by the Chinese. And Russia popped up and said, can we get in on it? They know what time it is, fam. These individuals been out here real funny style. And they're trying to make it look like there's a warrior spirit because we made it poppin'. That's foundational Black Americans who got this jumping off, y'all. FBA are the ones who start talking about being certified, standing on business, and holding things down. Now Africans want to pop out and start talking about how they held things down, how they fought back, how they resisted. No, you didn't. Never did, never have. And when I tell everybody that these individuals are out here and they want to talk about CIA and FBI, right? Okay, fam. Africans, Pan-Africans, and Tethers are working with the United States government, the United Nations, and the Fed operations and the alphabet groups. How do y'all know? How many of y'all seen that new feature that came out on Twitter where they're exposing where these people are really from? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that, fam? Well, they have this new feature where you can tell where these accounts are based in, right? And half of these people who've been stirring up all of this anti-foundational Black American hatred, James Smalls, these people are based in Africa. Some of them are based in Haiti. And a lot of them you've seen before. This came out, family, just the other day. And it ain't foundational Black Americans pretending to be somewhere. It's Africans who are out there with their bot accounts acting like they're Black Americans and trying to throw wrenches in our delineation. This person was called Chocolate Jelly. And this person has a Black American flag, an American flag with a Black American woman on it. Family, they done pulled out the lid. This individual is in Nigeria, y'all. In Nigeria. This is a Nigerian out here. That's their real account, y'all. These people are not us. How about this individual? This person right there is based in South Africa. I told y'all, these are the times where we've had the most communication with Africans, where we're seeing the true colors and how they don't rock with us. This person right here is in Poland, running around here talking about Black American issues. Yep. Look at all this. All scammers, y'all. All scammers. What about this person? Talking about Kendrick Lamar database. This damn person's in Europe. This one of them Black Brits who are always focused on Black Americans, but yet your ass is in Europe and you focus on Kendrick. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Look at this right here. Furthermore, look at all these accounts, y'all. Oh, they done got exposed now. They done pulled that layer back. Everybody's watching it. Look at this person right here in Morocco. All in Black American business. Every time they turn around, Black American this, Black American that. This individual right here with damn 50 Cent in a thing is in Saudi Arabia. These people are scamming us. These people are focused on us. What about this individual? Gold Mouth, Gold Mother with Gold Grill. This person's in Canada. These are Africans, fam. The app is in Canada. Look at this one. Another person. Tupac Unlimited. Fam, look at this. A Tupac Unlimited. And they're in Europe. Account based in Europe. They've had one username change. So they change their names when the block get hot. They're connected to a European app store. Fam, these people ain't us. Hell no, hell no, hell no. Here's another one. This is a W lady in South Africa. Here you go. Oh, there's more. Oh, we in here rocking, y'all. We in here rocking. Let's go furthermore. Look at this person. South Africa, another individual. These people done got pulled out. The scamming can't scam no more. You can thank FBA and delineation for this one. Look at this one. Another guy. This guy act like he a Black American. He in South Africa. I seen his stuff. He be in there talking about, what's up, dog? What's up, yo? Look at this guy. He's I look like a Haitian in Japan. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Show me now how these individuals are rocking with us. Oh, and this guy right here. Oh, I've been seeing this guy. This is the biggest Democratic shield. He been running around for the longest time, talking about Kamala this, Kamala that. This man is in the Caribbean. In the Caribbean, y'all. And he was talking all that talking. I'm going to tell you how I get real slippery. Watch this right here, fam. Oh, it's about to go there. I'm about to flip the game. Y'all about to see something crazy. Look who retweeted this guy. Uh-oh. Look who retweeted this guy. Jasmine Crockett. So you mean to tell me that Jasmine Crockett retweeted some random ass Caribbean dude on the internet? Or did this Caribbean guy who's been pretending to be a Black American, did he have a connection with Jasmine Crockett? When you see these Democrats retweeting these posts, these are the scammers who aren't even in America. She posted this trying to make it look like she has Black American support when really this is a Caribbean. Are you surprised that a Democrat retweeted this right here, family? Are you surprised that a Democrat and a tethercrat are on the same page? No, you should not be. And it gets even deeper, fam. That ain't the only one that she's been running around here retweeting. Oh, we got you, Jasmine. The Democrats in the tether. Look at this one. A whole nother guy. Look at this one. This Alex Cole guy. Jasmine Crockett, she retweeted him. Do y'all know when they examine Jasmine Crockett's retweets and reposts, they're like 20 or 30% of the people who've been caught scamming? Look at this. Ivanka Trump. Family, Ivanka Trump. Account based in Nigeria. 11 username changes. Connected to the Nigerian App Store, which I heard is right next to the Hyena Hotel from James Smalls. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. Look at it even further. more and more evidence, concrete evidence of these individuals working with them folk. Look at this one, fam. I've been wanting to tell y'all this one. Look at this. This person right here, Black Barbies, has the most anti-Black American hatred out there. She's always talking about the black man, the black man. The black woman needs to leave the black man. All that gender divide that tethers do. Look at this account right here, family. It is based in East Asia. This ain't no Black American. And this is the main one kicking all of that gender war. When we sit here and we say that the gender divide is brought to you by tethers, there's your proof. When we sit here and say that the Caribbeans, the Africans are all teamed up with the Democrats, there's your proof. We done showed you Democrats reposting these bot accounts. And now I'm showing you that these anti-Black American family gender war ass tethers are not in America. This person is in East Asia, non-foundational Black American, because they want to make it look like it's words coming from us. No, it ain't. Y'all see why they was calling us bots? Because it's really them. This individual right here is in Mexico. He was running around here talking like he was a Black American. Straight up in Tijuana. You ain't no foundational Black American, partner. How about this one? Native American culture? Oh, no. She was acting like she was one of those indigenous Black folks. She's in Bangladesh. So she ain't one of us because she was kicking that, well, Black Americans, technically, we not the original ones. We kind of like the third, fourth, and the fifth ones. However, if you look at it, we technically can be them. No, you technically are a damn bot account and a tether. Proceed. Even further evidence that these individuals are out here faking the fraud. Look at this guy right here. He's based in Egypt. Another tether pretending to be a foundational Black American. As we go down the line, that's all you see. And then there goes that one right there that was talking all that anti-Black American male stuff. Fam, just like the brick lady. And look at this one, y'all. African Black history. And this person is based in, I think it's Egypt. There you go. These people are not our people. And these people need to leave from being around us. Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Do you see why I'm always saying we're always right? Y'all tell me the time where Black Americans have been wrong in this era. We haven't been wrong. Everything that we say is 100%. We 100 out of 100. We said that these people are trying to use projection. Think about that. James Smalls used projection and said that FBA was the CIA. And I just showed y'all that he's been working with the United Nations and the State Department. Okay. We just said that all of those gender wars and divides, those people, brick lady, we said all of them were tethers. There you go. You're finding them on the internet, and they're the ones talking all of that anti-Black American talk and that anti-Black American rhetoric. Fam, do not let anybody tell you, a certified foundational Black American, that you are not correct. We've always been right, fam. I'm going to say it. Y'all know I'm braggadocious as hell.
Now, this is crazy.
Brag up in here tonight. If you don't like bragging, then you need to just not listen, because I'm about to brag. Not only are foundational Black Americans in this generation delineating, separating, and regulating, we're just extra talented, y'all. We're very effing talented. Excuse my language. I'm going to slip a couple times. We're just too talented. We calling all this stuff out because we know the game and we're on code. Let me tell you something. Delineation has brought us closer together. Delineation, having self-identification, that made all of us get more in tune with our spiritual elements, the ancestors, and one another. And then when we got closer together, we started to regulate the outsiders because we identified they bring nothing to us. Remember, 100% of your communications with a non-foundational Black American is going to be them trying to hustle you or scam you. Look at all the damn scammers right here, fam. Look at all the scammers. You see it. They've been calling us bots. We've exposed them as bots. They've been calling us CIA. We expose them as CIA. So everything they're doing is just projection, and we giving them rejection, sending that stuff right back at them. So every single thing that they've been trying to tell us, we've been the ones dismissing it, disqualifying it, and shutting it down. Delineation brought us together. Delineation made us stronger. It made us accept our culture, realize our culture, how great it is, how phenomenal. What I told you earlier, y'all, you were never a Pan-African. Pan-Africanism has always been rooted in the dismissal of foundational Black American indigenous culture. They were the ones saying, damn America, I hate America, ain't nothing good with America. We were never on that, y'all. We were never on that. They were the ones talking about, if I could leave this MF, I'm gone. Notice, y'all, James Smalls, Dr. Umar, they're always talking about how bad America is, then leave. Then leave. Let me say this right now. Don't come telling Black Americans, FBA, how we need to leave. Why don't your ass leave? Why are you trying to recruit FBA to leave America when we built America? We are America. How come the person who hates America so much doesn't just leave by themselves? You do know you can self-deport. You do know you can leave on your own. You don't need us to leave. Why are you trying to recruit 50 million of us to leave America and go back to Africa with you when you could just go back to Africa by yourself? You trying to sell single plane tickets to go to Africa for your hyena hotel, James Smalls. Well, how come you don't take that hyena hotel money, buy you a single ticket, and you go back to Africa and just stay there while you're at it? Because we don't need that energy. You dismiss from foundational Black America. You're dismissed from the lineage. You can't speak on it. Because when you speaking on it, you saying things that are hellified off code. We don't owe you nothing. We don't owe you a damn thing. And you can keep trying to come back and come back and come back with another excuse and another excuse. You have been highlighted as a lineage op. And if the lineage op is upsetting us, then that lineage op is going to have to get their ass booted straight out the building. And that's what we're doing. And another thing that we've been correct about is this right here, y'all. Remember when we told everybody that we were the indigenous foundational Black Americans, since James Smalls talking about we all come here? Notice how he tried to spread our indigenous nature around. Y'all look at this right here and enjoy the damn show. Now it's going even further that the genetic legacy of Mississippians, Mississippians. Shout out to Mississippi. If you in the building, please stand up and be accounted for. This right here goes to show you that foundational Black Americans are the originators. So as we shut down all the scam African lies, we shut down all the bot accounts. Now we coming for you, anybody who thinks that they us. Watch this.
Man, get in here, get in here, get in here. Now this is crazy. Now this is crazy. So you think these people don't know who the first Mississippian coach is? Well, I'm about to show you this newspaper article that they tried to hide. And it goes deep in depth on who the first settlers of Mississippi was and the mound builders. Now, here go the whole screenshot, right? Take a screenshot. But I'm about to break this down. Okay, go and take one more screenshot. Now, I'm about to break the article down where you can clearly see how they go in depth on talking about us. Go ahead and take a screenshot, and you can see clearly where they say Negro were amongst the early settlers of the state of Mississippi. And if you look right here where it calls us Indian, Negro, Indians.
Uh-oh.
Now go and take a screenshot, and here go the rest of the article where it defines and explicit in details of the tribes of the territories of Mississippi. You see this? You see this, right? Some are acknowledged heirs. Look at that. The heirs. Who are the heirs? We are the heirs of Mississippi. Did you catch that? Oh, they hate that you got this article. But use it as you will. Use it as you may. All secrets shall be revealed.
Watch out. Watch out. Watch the hell out. Uh-oh. Is we coming for that? Is they about to bow down to it, family? Uh-huh. Yeah, because what we've been saying a long time, you got to understand, and y'all know I'm always talking about it. We got to protect our indigenous status, because what they want to do is take our indigenous status and give it to Africans. That's really what they want to do, right? Because the African needs us to be African. You can't be no African if you're indigenous. Remember, they were running around here talking about some African, indigenous, Black, indigenous, Afro, indigenous, all these things in front of indigenous. No. Just indigenous Black Americans, foundational Black Americans. Y'all see that? I see you, Mississippi, in the building. Yep. Boy, we got Mississippi in here deep. Shout out to Mississippi all damn day long. Fam, when we talk about the mound builders, we talk about that. They don't talk about that. When we start talking about creating this country and all the different dialects and the verbiage, that all comes from us. You don't see $2 Tonto talking about that, and Mr. Mutombo, he damn sure don't talk about it. So I want y'all to notice that Dr. Umar James Smalls, they've also been on this quest to try to get foundational Black Americans to not be indigenous. Boy, indigenous foundational Black Americans pisses them off. Y'all seen how quick James Smalls went over that? James Smalls thought he was slick, didn't he? James Smalls was like, I mean, we're indigenous to the Philippines and everywhere. You go tell that to the trailer park. Don't come talking that to us. But fam, our message is resonating. Remember when I told everybody that now the Siberians and the Asians are calling out $2 Tonto, and there's a little war going on between the two of them, a civil war, because they're brothers and sisters? We have delineated to the point, regulated to the point that now the Siberians and all of the Asians are calling out the $2 Tontos and saying, you are our brother. And the black folks is right. You never thought you'd see the day where now you have Asians who are saying black Americans are the real indigenous Americans and $2 Tonto is a fraud. We have delineated to the point where they have to accept it now. And I'm going to show you how mad they are. Look at this right here if you don't believe me, y'all. Watch this. This person goes in on $2 Tonto and said, you just mad because you know black folks are the originals. We got them all fessing up.
Me a pretendian? Is it because of the jade? Because that comes from China. You know what else comes from China? You! You want to talk about logic, you want to talk about history, you want to talk about DNA. Explain to me how there's tribes in China with the same or very similar traditions to y'all that are older than you. Better yet, explain to me why you are a spitting image of my little sister, who is also from China.
Oh, this wouldn't happen if you weren't delineating. If you weren't delineating, they'd still be saying Pocahontas is the originator and we all got here in 1619. Fam, this right here, even this shows you the remnants, the residue, the influctuation of our delineation process. You see delineation all in this, fam, because this didn't happen before delineation. She sat there and said, Pocahontas, you look just like my cousin and my sister, and they both from Asia.
Explain to me why you are a spitting image of my little sister, who is also from China. Y'all make it too easy. Actually, there's a reason they changed it from Native American to Indigenous, because Native implies that you're Aboriginal and you're not. Indigenous just means you were there before colonialism. That much is true. Well, modern day colonialism. But what we're discovering from many people with receipts is that y'all were categorized as Native Americans. Black people were reclassified from Native Americans because they're the real natives. Woo! And changed to African American.
What?
From Native Americans because they're the real natives. Because they're the real natives. And changed to African American when there is historical documents, there's birth certificates, there's literal migration papers, proof that people are coming up with in the comments on these videos that you make these stupid comments on, proving that they were there before y'all. Not all black people come from Africa, but all races do come from black. Please refute and address the documents that they are putting literally in my comments. Y'all don't want to do that. Instead, you want to come here and make me look stupid because you're racist. That's also why.
Damn. Boy, they out here feuding and fighting and fussing, all because of delineation. Fam, do we have Asians telling $2 Tontos that black Americans are the indigenous people when the story was that $2 Tonto came across the Bering Straits and he's not Asian? Did we just upset the apple cart and make everything hit a 180? You goddamn right we did. Fam, and that's just the very beginning. That's just a small part. If that's what's happening now, what you think is going to happen next? And I always tell people, it be the brothers and sisters who are out here with their expertise telling y'all. Notice that this individual cited everybody putting them comments in the chat because everybody been in her chat saying, oh no, look at these documents. Fam, woo, them documents is cold. Look at them documents that brothers and sisters is putting out. Brothers and sisters is putting out the reclassification, when it happened, the day it occurred, who did it, who are the original mound builders. Tonto ain't got none of that. Only thing Tonto got is a picture of Britney Spears on their wall and a damn feather that they put in their hat. Foundational Black Americans got thousands of years of history. I think we won that one. And you know we won that one when your people are coming out and your people are saying, yep, them black folks is right. Fam, when somebody's saying black people are right, you know their ass is scared. And that's exactly what it is. So when James Smalls runs around here and says, we were all indigenous. No. We are indigenous. Fam, make them flip that W and turn that to an M because me. And that's the idea that you have to have, fam. Anything outside of our FBA circle don't matter. Me and my ancestors, me and my family, me and my certified 100 brothers, sisters holding it down. That's the only thing that matters. And apparently, we the only ones winning because before anybody else showed up, we were the only ones here. And speaking of that, fam, let me tell you another thing that FBA's never been on as we weave through subjects. How many of y'all remember when we were kids and they was always trying to dump Kwanzaa on us? Y'all remember that, fam? Y'all remember Kwanzaa? Y'all remember that stuff, fam? And they was like, oh, black folks in Kwanzaa. Oh, y'all love Kwanzaa now. Kwanzaa's a black American thing. No, the hell it wasn't. And to go further and tell y'all about how the CIA has always been working with the dominant society, we about to go there right now. We about to go all the way there. Because, family, the US movement, which is started by a guy named whatever the hell, Karinga, these people been working with the dominant society to go against the Black Panthers. Fam, a lot of the brothers and sisters in the Black Panther Party, Black Americans, were unalived by the US movement. The US movement were runners for the feds. James Smalls ain't talking about this because if he did, he'd have to bring up the fact that Karinga and the US movement are Pan-African centrists. But they don't want to do that because that's going to highlight the fact that they are all ops. Family, FBA certifies in the civil rights era. That was a time frame where we became very, very codified around lineage. This is really the second. I'm going to go there, fam. Follow me now. This is the second Renaissance that we've had. Really the first one with the Harlem Renaissance. And then you could say the civil rights era. But I kind of put those two together. But if you want to say two or you want to say three, that's fine. Back in the civil rights era, there was a Black empowerment awakening. Black is beautiful. Black power. Free Huey, all of those things. People are going to say that Stokely Carmichael came up with Black power. He got all that stuff from America, y'all. That's all FBA talk. People start having the afros and all that. Every time you see an uptick or an uprising in foundational Black American self-identification, self-pride, and a self-lineage-based renaissance, they always follow that with Pan-Africanism. They always follow that with a Pan-African hustle. All the time, y'all. Every time you see an uptick or an elevate in foundational Black American renaissance, self-pride, self-empowerment, the dominant society working with Pan-Africans, they always try to put some African on it. That's what happened after the civil rights era. After the civil rights era, when we were really standing on lineage business, this is what me and Marcel were talking about earlier. When we were standing on lineage business back in the 1960s and 70s and the early 80s, they said, no. There's too much pride in these Black Americans loving being a Black American. Somebody get Jesse Jackson on the phone and let's make them African Americans. Do you think it's a coincidence that African American term that we rejected came immediately following the civil rights era? You think it's a coincidence? Do you think it's a coincidence in the middle of the civil rights era where the Black Panther Party for self-defense was completely rooted in foundational Black American culture? I'm talking Oakland, California. It don't get more Black American than that. And out of nowhere, the dominant society pops up with what? They pop up with the US movement, which are runners, and they were pushing Kwanzaa on us. This right here is what I'm talking about, and it's what's happening to us right now today. They're doing the same exact thing, family. They're trying to use Pan-Africanism to come on top of our lineage base. It doesn't matter. It could be 3025. When Black Americans get very rooted in Black American culture and lineage, they will always follow that up by Africanization, Africanizing, and they'll always use their African, scam African ops in the process. They'll always use their scam African ops in the process. Look at this right here. This is what I'm talking about. Karinga. This individual right here is completely a CIA and an FBI asset, okay? He was running around out of nowhere and just popped up in California. Shout out to California, because brothers and sisters in Cali never rock with this dude. He's a straight up informant. Brothers and sisters in California never like this dude. You don't ever hear nothing. I don't talk to my brothers and sisters in Cali. They be like, nah, it's known this dude is a Fed. Look at that. All that Kwanzaa stuff, y'all, what's this about? What's this about? We didn't celebrate no Kwanzaa. Do y'all remember when they was doing this? Look at that right there. How many of y'all remember when they was always trying to cartoon Kwanzaa? And they was making it in little cartoons and they were trying to reach the kids. This is what I'm talking about. Every time we've been centrist in Black American nationality, they try to insert Africanism on us. Africanization and reclassification of African names, dates, false histories, misnomers is always a weaponized tactic that they use against us. Remember this interesting facts cartoon on Kwanzaa? What? And they got this dude like he's some god. Why can't it just be Kwanzaa? Why this guy? The dominant society was trying to undercut the Black Panther Party, y'all. They were trying to undercut the Black empowerment movement. by using this stuff right here. We never celebrated Kwanzaa. I remember they would talk about Kwanzaa, and I'd be like, man, I don't give a F about no goddamn Kwanzaa. They'd be like, don't you black folks like Kwanzaa? Look at little kids. Look at that, y'all. You see that, little kids? Children's Academy. Read that right there. Children's Academy. They were trying to target the babies. This is why foundational Black Americans won't let James Smalls and Dr. Umar target our babies. You got to protect the kids, y'all. Don't let them Africanize our children. We're not going for it. Look at this one. The dark side of Kwanzaa's founder can't extinguish the holiday's beacon. What? Look at this article, y'all. Look how lopsided and leaning this article is. The dark side of Kwanzaa's founder. It can't extinguish the holiday. What? That's basically them saying, oh, we know he's an op, but we got to continue to push this. Kwanzaa came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. There was this thing where people thought we've been celebrating this for years and the 9, 10, 12 principles. I didn't know no black folks that were celebrating no damn Kwanzaa. I'm just keeping it real. We did not celebrate no damn Kwanzaa where I'm from. Hell no. Hell no, did not happen. But if you look even further, the evidence and the receipts of these individuals clearly being indoctrinating assets to the dominant society, these are main components that allow these people to try to misplace us and put an African spin on us. That's a new picture, by the way, fam. Okay. And look at this, y'all. Do you know why you know that this stuff is all working with the dominant society? How many presidents did you see that always celebrated Kwanzaa? Even when I was a little boy, it was always odd to me that my white teachers would always talk about Kwanzaa. The president would always talk about Kwanzaa. Isn't it funny that the Democrats embrace Africanization more than they embrace foundational Black Americans? The African culture, the Democrats will throw on a dashiki, they'll put on some kente cloth, but they'll tell us I can't even have some soul food. Y'all notice this? Look at this. Jill Biden. They said they represent Kwanzaa and they wished us all a happy Kwanzaa. What? This is very odd. When do they celebrate anything Black, y'all, other than this? Remember when Kamala Harris came out with her husband? Hello, everyone, and happy Kwanzaa. What? Nobody celebrates this. Nobody, not even, man, Tethers don't even do this. Tethers don't celebrate this stuff because Tethers want to come over here and be with jolly old St. Nick. And George W. Bush with a message of observance for Kwanzaa. Really? Really? This is how deep they will go with the Africanization, y'all. George W. Bush and Joe Biden on some Kwanzaa talk? Nah, bruh. Nah. Miss me with this one. I ain't going for it. I ain't buying it. Never at all, y'all. And then how about even further where they're pushing all of this Kwanzaa onto Black Americans? President Obama sends best wishes for Kwanzaa. Why are these politicians so hell-bent on pushing Kwanzaa on us? Because they want to undercut foundational Black American indigenous culture. That's why. It is all a play and a hustle that they always follow up every time we get on Certified Business. And when you start talking about them, oh, they was doing some real foul stuff. Fam, not only were they working with the dominant society, they were also out there unaliving Black Americans. Yes, the hell they were. Family, look at your screen right here. I want y'all to look at Bunchy Carter and John Huggins. John Huggins was the, I want to say husband, may have been boyfriend of Erica Huggins, the famous Black Panther Party female. I love Erica Huggins. Y'all remember hearing this story right here? How many of y'all remember this? 2 Black Panthers slain in UCLA Hall. The US movement, their members unalived these 2 Black Panthers. And I heard that the weapons were provided to them from the FBI. Oh, we're not going to play them games. They want to start talking about CIAs and FBI. Oh, we're going to go down the line and we're going to start exposing how they had nothing but FBI and CIA around this Kwanzaa and this US movement. I know exactly what type of time they on. We're going to play the game. We're going to play the goddamn game. Bunchy Carter family, for a lot of people who don't know, Bunchy Carter would have went down like a Bobby Seale or Fred Hampton or Hugh. He was a thorough brother. I'm telling you right now, he was known. He was about to be the future. And they unalived him. You think it's a coincidence that they took out the future? Fam, it wasn't a W who did this. They sent in these Kwanzaa US movement FBI runners to do this. You see what I'm talking about, family? Oh, we ain't done. Look at this right here, family. How about hardcore evidence? The founders, all right? Karinga and Hakeem Jamal, founding date, 1965, following the assassination of Malcolm X and the Watts riots. Watch this. Their philosophy is U.S. advocacy for cultural naturalism, as stress the need for African Americans to reclaim and root themselves in African culture and traditions, primarily Kwanzaa. The legacy of Kwanzaa, the most enduring legacy of the Kwanzaa creation of the African American and Pan-African holiday. What? Kwanzaa, which was invented by Karinga. He just made it up. He just made it up, fam. Kwanzaa is nothing to do with Africa. Kwanzaa, they literally just woke up and said, let's make a fake African holiday so we can Africanize Black Americans. I used to think that this was something Africans did. Africans don't get in on no goddamn Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is something they just made up. They just made it up. They made up a holiday to Africanize you, family. This is what it is. So don't let these people like James Smalls talk about the CIA and the FBI when you got a history right here that the dominant society was working. You think it's a coincidence all them presidents celebrate this? Rivalry with the Black Panther Party. The US organization was a significant rival to the Black Panther Party in California during the late 60s. The groups holding differing ideologies. Notice, y'all, what are the differing ideologies? The Black Panther Party for self-defense was all about foundational Black American empowerment, and it was about feeding foundational Black American children, aka it was FBA rooted. The US organization pops up out of nowhere, and they start talking about rooting yourself in Africa, and they gave them a holiday, and all the damn presidents celebrated. But yet they don't celebrate the Black Panthers. It's funny that presidents in America today will celebrate Kwanzaa, but they won't celebrate the fact that they stole the food program from foundational Black Americans. FBI's COINTELPRO, which I call what? COINTELPRO. The FBI under J. Edgar Hoover used COINTELPRO to disrupt, misdirect, and discredit or otherwise neutralize Black nationalist groups. Fam, don't that sound exactly like what you see Pan-Africans doing today? Don't that sound the same exact thing that they use tactics to disrupt, misdirect, neutralize foundational Black Americans? That sounds a hell of a lot like that right there. Uh-oh. Sounds alike, fam. Let's proceed to give them what they need. When you see people popping up and they start talking about Africa in the middle of delineation, then you know somebody getting that damn bag. And it's them, COINTELPRO. And you see it, we all watch it. They were working with the FBI. Watch this, fam, talking about manufacturing conflict. Yes, because they were working for them. And what about this? The allegations of direct collaboration and informants. There are strong allegations that Karinga and other members of the US organization were either unwillingly manipulated tools or, in some cases, knowingly provided support by law enforcement. Police support claims. A former informant with the Los Angeles Police Department, the LAPD, Criminal Conspiracies Section, Louis Trackword, claimed in his memoir, The Glass House Tapes, that Karinga was knowingly provided financial, arms, and other support by the LAPD for operations against the Black Panthers. I rest my damn case. And there are hundreds or more of allegations that have been confirmed. This is the same thing happening now. These people were getting arms, the same exact arms that out of nowhere unalived Bunchy Carter and our great brother, John Huggins. It ain't a stop. It's only going. Watch even further, fam. They got the whole situation and it was all laid out. They were getting operatives to give this to them. Remember, these people are all working in conjunction with the dominant society. Check this out. Historian claims some scholars and former activists have argued that the police sided with Karinga's group during the conflict, suggesting he was a police spy or conflict manager whose role was to draw radicals away from the Black Panther Party revolutionary politics. Then you got to ask yourself, what were these radicals And what was the revolutionary politics? The revolutionary politics was a Black American-centered ideology and a Black American-centered movement. That's what they deem revolutionary. They don't deem no damn Black Americans teaming up with Pan-Africans as some great feat. They don't deem Black Americans connecting with the motherland as some type of problem. They view Black Americans getting together with Black Americans as a revolutionary action. Then they go and get the Pan-African to try to stifle it. The same way James Smalls and Dr. Umar sound like they working with the damn FBI. It's the same exact way Karinga and his group were working with the LAPD, a police spy. It wasn't unwillingly, it was knowingly, and they loved every moment of it. Fam, these people cannot, will not stop us because the receipt game is just that powerful. So there's been a long track record and a long history of these individuals doing all of this to us. This is why I want my brothers and sisters to know, ain't nothing changed but the numbers on the range. Ain't nothing changed but the slang. This is the same exact thing that brothers and sisters were dealing with back then. They're using all of this because every single time we have a Black American-centered movement based on delineation, these individuals always send somebody in to Africanize us, to undo what we're doing right now. That's what they're up to. And they don't like the fact that we've been calling that out. Fam, I'm telling you right now, this is what's going on. Ain't no coincidence that we ain't out here using the terms FBI and CIA. They bring that stuff up because they the ones working with them. Remember, the person always hurtling all of those FBI and CIA stuff at us, them be the main ones working with the FBI and the CIA, family. Straight up. Y'all know all the stuff that we catch and all the things that people say about us. That's all because they're afraid the same way they were afraid of the Black Panther Party back then. This is COINTELPRO, y'all. COINTELPRO, because they understand, get some money. Fam, they already asking for our money anyway. They want our donations. We're not giving it to them. So next thing they do is say, well, you know, how about we just go team up with the dominant society? That'd be a better thing for us to do. Let's just go team up with the dominant society. We can get us some biscuits and some brownie points. And eventually that money that belongs to FBA, they feel that they can get it. So that's the difference between all of these games and everything that they've been out here playing. Fam, it ain't nothing that has came just about. These are things that have been going down, things that have been going on. It's just now that we got the opportunity to expose it and we're all moving collectively as one. So that collective unit that we have is what's shutting all of that down in the process, right? So understand, we have made so many gains based on delineation because delineation has brought us closer and delineation is just getting stronger by the moment. Now, let me take this another step further, fam, as we break all of that down. The main component is you being you. That's the beautiful thing about it, fam, is you just be you. You'll shut it all down. There's nothing to add to it. There's nothing that people will take further other than foundational Black Americans being our exceptional self. And then all of these other outsiders come in. And let me say this as well about the Black Panther Party, fam. The Black Panther Party, when they were doing this, I'm telling you, I cannot find it. It was in a book. There's a picture out there when they had the Free Huey speech. It was a Free Huey rally, right? And Bobby Seale was there, Eldridge Cleaver was there, Kathleen Cleaver was there, and out of nowhere, this Karinga guy shows up with the US movement, right? And this was all about Free Huey. And out of nowhere, he shows up. There's a photo out there with the great Bobby Seale, certified salute, Bobby Seale. Bobby Seale is in the background while Karinga's there, and Bobby's looking at him like he's mugging him. And it had the same way we got when we looking at a hairline, or we looking at a goddamn 4 head, a 15 head, a 22 head, a 3 million head. Whenever the forehead's that big and we looking like, what the hell is that? That's the look that Bobby Seale was giving because Bobby knew that they were working with the feds. Bobby knew this stuff. And I'm going to find that picture. And you see Karinga and all them wearing dashikis because this was a Free Huey rally. And it was a bunch of foundational Black Americans. Look at the difference, y'all. Look at the difference. The Black Panther Party wore leather coats, afros. We done pulled out the pick the other day. They was putting it in their hair. They was clean, looking like Black Americans, right? The US movement were wearing kente cloths, wearing dashikis, and had a hell of a lot of tethers involved. You feel where I'm coming from? There was a complete different thing going on there. So they just show up wearing these damn kente cloths, and Bobby Seale was mugging dude. But Bobby's not even in the picture. Bobby's in the back where people are talking to him. But everywhere we went, they went. So you see right now, these people want to show up where you are, and you reject them and send them home. And speaking of rejecting people and sending them home, all of these individuals are getting sent home. And a lot of them are getting sent home before they even get to America. Remember when they was trying to come over here, have a little baby, and be good to go? Now, family, these people are being stopped in airports and getting told your ass got to go back to your homeland. Your ass cannot come to America. Delineation has disrupted these people on every front. Yo, operatives ain't working. Yo, Kwanzas ain't working. Yo, tethers, yo, scam Africans, yo, hyena hotels ain't working. Dr. Umar's invisible schools not working. Remember this, y'all. Delineation ain't just us cracking on these folks. Delineation is us ruining everything they got going, because everything they had going was because of us. Fam, look at this right here. This shows you another thing that you don't see James Smalls talking about this, but we're going to talk about this. Did you see the video of the pregnant lady who tried to go to the airport and they turned her ass around and sent her back because she was trying to come over here with an anchor baby? Did y'all see that? Well, if you haven't, enjoy.
She's in advanced stage of pregnancy. It's quite common for pregnant ladies to travel overseas so that they can have the baby in whichever country to automatically get that passport. What's your final destination today?
No, today.
Today
in London.
Okay.
I'm going to the US tomorrow.
You're going to the US tomorrow, okay. When you went for your American visa, did you tell the visa officer that you were pregnant? You did. Is there any reason why you didn't tell the visa officer that you were pregnant?
It didn't come up.
It didn't come up. Okay, what I'm going to do is...
The woman is only 7 weeks away from giving birth, yet has decided to visit her sister in America, claiming she will return 3 weeks before her due
It says
date.
that you're free to travel. Babies born in the UK don't automatically qualify for a British passport, but babies born in the US do automatically qualify for an American passport. So it's quite common for pregnant ladies to travel overseas so that they can have the baby in whichever country to automatically get that passport.
The woman is in breach of the airline's policy, but as she has a valid US visa, Sarah must now contact the US Embassy.
Hi, it's Sarah. I'm at the airport at the moment. I just wondered if you could give a call to the American Embassy so that they can check an American visa for me. She's at the airport today, and she's in advanced stage of pregnancy. So if you can just give them a call and find out if they're happy with that, and if so, then we can let her travel.
It's minutes before the flight leaves, but whether or not the pregnant woman will be on board is up to the US Embassy.
Right, okay. Okay, all right, I'll do that then. Okay, thanks very much. All right, thank you, bye-bye. Okay, that was the American Embassy, and they want to speak to her today.
The flight will be leaving without the pregnant woman.
No, please don't beg me. She's in advanced stage of pregnancy.
The flight will be leaving without the pregnant woman. Gosh damn. Ain't that funny? She said, I'm coming to America. I'll be there. Apparently you won't. Apparently they don't need you. Apparently, goodbye. Family, y'all see what I'm talking about? You see what we be saying with these people? They really think that they're going to come over here and scam America. It don't work that way. They said, take her, send her ass back home, get the hell out of Dodge. I'm sorry, that's funny. But again, I thought Professor, or whatever the hell he is, because there's a lot of confusion. I thought James Small said that Black Americans were going over there. There's 60,000 of us with job applications. It looked like her ass better get a job application there because she's staying. You see what I'm talking about? Boy, they sent her home. She thought she was going back to America. She's like, my friends are there, and my cousins are there. Can I come? No, the hell you can't. And family, that's not the only one that's going on over there. Because, we like to talk about the things that they don't want to talk about. Scam Africans, y'all don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it because I like to be about it. Fam, did you see the African woman who got deported from Maryland? And she went back to Africa and they literally were dragging her up the street. Tell me y'all seen that video. Please tell me y'all seen that video, fam. It's a African woman. Fam, when we be watching these deportation videos, and matter of fact, whoa. Didn't I just say earlier that them Africans that they was running from are still over there waiting for them? Fam, there's a video where this African woman who got deported here. So when we be seeing Mr. Mutombo crying and we be seeing Mrs. Joloff crying, they know they about to go over there and get wrecked. Fam, you seen it. Okay, check this out. This for the fam. Fam, watch this right here. This African lady was over here. She got deported, went over to Ghana and got her ASS whooped. Watch this.
Is his best friend. Muhammad Ghali's mom is his best friend. The two bought this home together in Bowie, Maryland, and he's now worried she won't return after being deported earlier this month.
When I felt defeated, felt like I failed my mom.
You felt like you failed her?
I felt like I failed her just because I'm really, do anything for my mom.
He says his mom, Rabiatu Kuyate, came to Maryland 30 years ago fleeing Sierra Leone's civil war. Muhammad was born here in the U.S. and says his grandparents joined them here and became citizens. Kuyate never became a citizen, but was a nurse with a work permit and was required to check in with ICE every year. But things quickly changed during her July check-in.
And they called her to the back. And they said, yeah, Rabiati, you have an order of removal. So, you know, yeah, we're detaining you. I mean, my heart just broke.
Did you think that you would see your mother again when they took her that day?
Yes, I was optimistic. Like, you know, I was hoping I'd be able to, you know, see what we could do about getting her released that day.
But he would not see her face to face again. After several days, she was moved to an ICE facility in Louisiana, where she was held for months, according to her attorney.
Honestly, I don't think anyone expected her to be detained just because nothing had changed with her circumstances.
Immigration attorney Hannah Bridges represents Kouyaté and says while she was held in Louisiana this past September, a judge granted an order saying she could not be sent back to Sierra Leone, where she says her client had been tortured. Bridges says the U.S. immediately began exploring other countries to send her to, which she also tried to fight in court with requests for hearings.
Those requests went unacknowledged.
Are you concerned that her civil rights were violated during this process?
Absolutely.
How so?
She should have been given notice and an opportunity to seek protection from removal to a third country. And the government had multiple opportunities to do this.
Bridges says earlier this month, Kouyaté was flown from the U.S. to Ghana, a country she's never been to before.
Hi, Mom.
Muhammad called his mother in Africa while we were with him. She says her wrists and ankles are swollen from being shackled for the 10-hour flight. She said some others had it even worse.
There was another guy on the floor. That guy, they turned him from the head down to the feet. They said, if you don't cooperate with us, that's how we're going to tie you.
Kouyaté told the I-team she and other deportees were sent to a hotel in Ghana. She says she was there for 6 days before this happened. A bus arrived to take her to Sierra Leone, even though an American judge ordered she could not be sent there. Her attorney says she was ultimately sent there anyway, although she resisted.
That's when they dragged me. So they bumped the back of my head.
The I-team obtained multiple videos of the dragging that were sent to her family. Kouyaté believes the people in the green uniforms worked for Ghana's government. These are pictures of some of the injuries.
Wait. Did they say that the damn government did it? Did they say the government whooped on her? Oh, man, is this the same Ghana that James Smalls wants us to go to? Why they always want us to go to a dangerous place? They be like, I know there was 15 stabbings yesterday. They threw someone off of the roof, but I've got a nice cheetah hotel. You can stay over here in the cheetah lounge. No, hell no. She done got whooped on. Boy, they broke her ankles. Her eye was red. They done snatched her up, scratches, scars on her neck. No, you can have that, Ghana.
Ordered she could not be sent there. Her attorney says she was ultimately sent there anyway, although she resisted.
That's when they dragged me. So they bumped the back of my head.
The I-team obtained multiple videos of the dragging that were sent to her family. Kouyaté believes the people in the green uniforms worked for Ghana's government. These are pictures of some of the injuries she says she sustained after the dragging. The video went viral overseas, and several media outlets in West Africa reported that the Sierra Leone High Commission, which is like its embassy in Ghana, said it's aware of the incident and will investigate. We asked the Ministry of the Interior for Ghana about this. They acknowledged our email, but didn't answer our questions. We received no response from Sierra Leone officials.
I consider America my home. It's like I built relationships there.
Kouyaté says she's safe for now in an undisclosed location in Sierra Leone, as her family sits in the home she owns in Bowie, wondering what her future holds and if she will ever come back again. Do you feel like the U.S. government has failed your mom?
Yes, 100%.
We reached out to Maryland's ICE for comment several days ago. They asked that we share our videos of the dragging, which we did. They still have not responded to our questions about the case. In September, the U.S. Department of Justice argued in a federal court that it had no power to control how another country treats deportees. It said that Ghana had pledged to the U.S. it wouldn't send the deportees back to their home countries. The United Nations Human Rights Office has called on Ghana to stop deporting people from the U.S. to their home countries if U.S. courts have said it's dangerous for them to return. And with Kouyaté, she was the primary caregiver for both of her parents, her mom and dad. They thought, the whole family thought, when she got on that plane that was headed to Ghana, that she was going to be released and coming home. So everyone involved in this was confused and shocked and just wondering what can be done at this point.
And at this point, is there...
Let me tell you who's not confused and who's not shocked and who knew this stuff was going to go on. Foundational Black Americans did. Nah, I ain't going to no damn Ghana, bruh. No, you can have that. That's what Ghana hitting for. You can have that all damn day, please. Fam, you ever notice that they always be on some, we didn't know yet. We couldn't figure it out. We ain't sure what was happening. Ain't that always the case with them, y'all? They always act like they don't know. How come we always know more about Africa than Africans? Africans still ain't got it together. They're like, well, it could have been what it wasn't. But if it was, who knows? Fam, we knew that was going on. But hey, it is what it is. But I want y'all to remember, they're trying to tell us that we got to go to those places. Fam, remember this. Scam Africanism is always setting up foundational Black Americans for the okie doke. It's always setting us up to harm us. Remember that story that we just did a few months ago about the foundational Black American lady who had kindness in her heart, and she went over there. I want to say it was Ghana, might have been Nigeria, and they unalived her for no reason. They don't tell you those stories though, fam. And you sit back and watch the way they treat each other. Never, ever accept or listen to somebody who's trying to tell you to do something that they don't even do for themselves. They don't even do for themselves, fam. They don't like each other. They can't stand each other. They damn sure ain't gonna like you. I won't let them Kwanzaa up our babies. I'm gonna tell you that today. As long as Black Alpha rocking, I'll never let them put Kwanzaa, Africanization, or Africanized foundational Black American culture or foundational Black American kids. So they start going up in the land. Fam, you got to understand, they always try to exploit us. Remember, delineation also shut down their exploitation of foundational Black Americans. All that you don't know who you are and you confused, all that was a mechanism to try to get us to go to their packets. Tell us we don't know who we are. And then when we don't know who we are, you come in and say, well, you're really an African. And then say, since you're an African, here's a Wakanda package. So you can go to my hyena hotel and you'll be good to go. You can go to my monkey motel and you'll be good to go. We ain't with none of that. We understand who we are. So therefore, we don't fall for the game. Man, they don't love each other. Look at this. Look at this African dude right here. This guy right here. He starts crying because he said he went to where? Ghana. And he says when he left, they ruined his store and took everything from him. This is another African saying this about Africans.
People travel, the reason why when people travel, they close all their businesses back home. Interpol has taken all my phones from my shop. All my phones. When I returned to Ghana, and all the monies I made in America from the 11 months that I stayed here, I reinvested everything back into the shop. I bought phones. I bought new, used, everything. He has opened the safe and taken everything from my shop and ran away. This is why when people grow up to somewhere and they become some entrepreneurs, they are wicked. And then they treat their employees very terribly because people have given them bad history. People I work with, I treat them like their king. I treat them like their royalty. But look at how some of them pay you back. Everything. I only left Ghana for a year. All my 2 businesses are gone. My clothing store is gone. My food shop at this point, all my inventory is gone. This is why people travel and they close. And then you say that, oh, you come and reinvest back home. Invest back home for who? I have hustled since 2016. I have put in my grind. I have put in all the effort. I've had you to work with you, to teach you, to help you. This is the reason why when people travel, they close all their businesses back home.
Look at that man crying, fam. Look, he got tears. Look what they did. I told you Africans don't like Africans, fam. They don't like African. That man said, this is why people talk that don't, no, whoa, let me run it back. This is why that man said all that invest back home stuff. He said, for what? Think about what he just said. Fam, that's a guy from Ghana. He just said all of that talk about telling us to invest back home. It doesn't do anything because they did that to him. So think about that. That's a guy from Ghana who left Ghana, tried to invest back home, and they ruined all of his businesses. They tell us to invest in Ghana. And what the hell you think they're going to do to us? Wasn't James Smalls just sitting there saying Africa should be invested in? Ghana's a great place. Look at it right there, fam. You can see it. Look at this right there. Look at that, fam. Ghana is the best investment deal right now. That's James Smalls telling you that Ghana is the best place to invest. And I just showed you a guy from Ghana and he said, hell no. So, fam, this right here is proof that these people do not give a damn about foundational Black Americans. They setting you up for the okie doke, for the failure. There's nobody more anti-Black American than a scam African, y'all. I'm literally showing you James Smalls, who's supposed to be a damn professor, and he's running around here telling you to invest in a place where the guy from the place said that ain't good and you shouldn't do it. And speaking of things that ain't no good, I got another question for everybody. Oh, this is a major question. And it's a question a lot of people out there weren't aware of, but I'm going to give you the question, and I might even just give you the answer. Why in the hell is James Smalls' son a Democratic shield? What? Whoa, wait a minute now. I'm sitting here showing y'all the connection between the Democrats and the Tethercrats. I'm sitting here telling you how Pan-Africans regurgitate Democratic talking points, right? Jasmine Crockett is out there reposting what these tethers are saying. The Democrats are always trying to Africanize us, putting on kente cloth and Kwanzaa. Why in the hell is James Small's child a super? I mean, fam, I can't even say regular. I can't even say super. This man is a goddamn maximum Democratic shield. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that James Small's son, Malik Smalls, did y'all know that he's a super Democrat? You little too fishy for me right now, James Smalls. You're running around here talking about Pan-Africanism. You hating on Tariq. You hating on FBA. You're throwing slurs like CIA at us, trying to get us to go to Ghana when people from Ghana tell us don't go to Ghana, trying to get us to invest in Ghana when people from Ghana saying don't invest in Ghana. You got a monkey motel in a hyena hotel, and you trying to get us to go over there? Nah, that ain't going to work. Y'all look at this. Breaking news right here on the Black Alpha Network. Look at James Small's son. This man carries every single Democratic talking point available. This dude is super Democrat. So it's showing me again, man, them Democrats is a little too close to you, Mr. Smalls. Watch this right here. Here we go. Check this out, y'all. Malik Smalls. This right here is James Small's son. When you see what he supports, it's going to be very evident of why we looking very sideways at James Smalls. Look at this right here. That's him and his boy. That's him and his boy right there. Look what he posts on his Instagram. That's him and his son. Malik Small. You see him? That's him and his dad. Wait a minute. That Al Green dude? Wait, no. Wait a minute. Look at this, fam. He posted that Al Green dude giving a speech. Damn, that's kind of odd. All right. This don't seem very black. This ain't real black right here, fam. It seems very blue. Chance the Rapper weighs in on National Guard being deployed to Chicago. Democratic shield. What happened to all that pro-blackness? Letitia James claps back at Donald Trump. You mean to tell me James Small's son supports Letitia James and supports illegal immigration and supports all of the Al Green want to be slick back, twisted ass hairline? Really? That ain't even the end of it, y'all. Look who else he posts consistently on his Instagram. Remember this dude? I forget this dude's name. He's always talking about Donald Trump is so bad. He's talking about Donald Trump is worse than Watergate. Oh, we ain't done. Look at this one right here. There go your boy Salami. All my New Yorkers. Mendami Salami says NYC should prepare for inevitability of the National Guard. He got Salami on here? Wait a minute now. James Smalls says that he's so pro-black American, so pro-black African, so pro-black all Negroes, but he supports Mandami, who has nothing but anti-black American policies. Oh, that's because Mandami is pro-immigrant. I want y'all to see that behind all Pan-Africanism is mass immigration. Look at it right there. Fam, let's go further. Watch some more of these people that he been out here supporting. Not even on the low. Fam, Brandon Johnson. There you go, y'all. He got Brandon Johnson. This is your boy, James. James, this is your people. This your son. Your son out here supporting Mandami, Brandon Johnson, Letitia James, Al Green, and I ain't even got to the rest yet. Damn, you got some Democratic shields in your family? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Whoa, it's going too fast. Jasmine Crockett. Damn, he likes Jasmine Crockett too. Jasmine Crockett warns Republicans are targeting black and brown voters. So he's one of those, they gonna take your votes away dudes. He's one of them, your ancestors died for you to have the right to vote. You see what I'm talking about? Let's go further, y'all. We ain't done. There you go, Spike Lee. Spike Lee talking all that, go back to Africa talk. This is the Hall of Fame of Democrats. Barack Obama. President Barack Obama urges Texas House Democrats to defend democracy. James Smalls, your son is one of them defend democracy people. Boy, if you don't step your damn game up, we ain't done. Let's proceed to give them what they need. He's got all of this Democratic shield. Y'all remember a Feeney? Oh, God, he went there. Fam, he got a Feeney on here. He got a Feeney. He was supporting that fake arrest. Remember that fake arrest with a Feeney where they had cameras out there and she allegedly got sprayed by pepper spray but was looking at the camera? Metro Transit Police brutalized activists who was protecting DC youth in curfew zone. Really? Barack Obama, Jasmine Crockett, and a Feeney? Nah, James Smalls. Now I got to question who the hell you raising. How the hell did your kid turn out to be a Democratic shield? Family, you can say whatever you want about me. My daughter's not going to turn out to be no damn Democratic shield. Guarantee that. So I'm questioning, how in the hell do you got a Democratic shield? Sounds like you support the Democrats' open borders. I ain't done. Fam, it got even more. Look at this guy. I don't know who the hell he is, but he says ICE is going to take over America. This guy right here talking about Donald Trump's targeting Black America. There go that talk. There go Brandon Johnson again. He got a crush on him. It ain't even Valentine's Day. Stacey Abrams, Mammy Luther King. And there you go right there. Look at that. Y'all remember this picture that we covered this summer? Remember this photo right here, family, where the Mexicans were burning down America? I do not support that. I do not support waving the American flag, taking the American flag and burning it and then waving the Mexican flag over top of it. I don't support the burning of the American flag. I don't support waving the Mexican flag. I don't support this tether man with a janky ass hairline taking a picture. So you support anarchy in America? James Smalls, how your kid turn out like this? I got some questions. So fam, that right there is James Smalls' son. His son is clearly a Democratic shield. And if he's on that Democratic shield time, as clear as he's on that Democratic shield time, ain't no way that you really pumping that blackness. This goes to show you, fam, he's been back there getting that bag. He's been getting that bag. Fam, the dominant society right now knows who all the disgruntled Pan-Africans are, and they out there throwing them a couple dollars. All right. And apparently he must have spent those couple dollars because it ain't there. You don't have no super Democratic shield in your family that turn out like that just because. Like it's an accident or something. Nah, bruh. Nah. I'm not buying that whatsoever. That right there is number 152,000 of why James Smalls is a Pan-African hater. Why you hating on Tariq Nasheed? Why you hating on the FBA family tree? Why delineation got you having nightmares right now? Why we not going to your monkey motel? It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Your zebra lounge, I don't want nothing to do with it. You can have that, have at it. I'm not going and spending $6,000 to go to a damn hotel with bad sewage and draining and the walls is dripping. That ain't going to happen like that. But that goes to show y'all exactly what we've been talking about. These people don't give a damn about anything other than focusing on themselves. And when foundational Black Americans focus on themselves, it becomes such a dreaded thing. Everybody get mad. Everybody get hurt. Why FBA do that? Why y'all foundational Black Americans is being means to me? Nah, you being mean to your damn selves and to your homeland because you don't give a damn about your homeland. That's why you always in my homeland, but you can't have my homeland because my homeland is for me. Fam, I'm going to say it like this. America for Black Americans. Africa is for Africa. See, this is the thing. Nobody respects somebody that's trying to leave their homeland that's in ruins. Your homeland's in ruins. You can get all the work done over there. How come you ain't getting it done over there? It's because you don't want to be over there. Fam, we done went down the whole lane. These people out there fighting each other, unaliving each other, dragging people, running them down the street. I mean, goddamn, what else you going to do next? What else are you going to do? And the thing is, fam, is that what really got them upset, I'm going to be 100 with y'all. What's really got them upset is that foundational Black Americans, we the key to the streets right now. We got the key to the streets. The youth are following us. The brothers and sisters are watching us. I get so much mail from foundational Black Americans who are teenagers and in their 20s. And they be like, yo, Alpha, I love what you rocking with. You cool, come to my city. I want to touch down and we all good. You don't hear nobody talking about Pan-Africanism. Fam, Pan-Africanism is deader than what we think. I'm being honest with y'all, fam. It's more canceled than you believe. It's more erased, fam. It does not exist at all. Like nobody's talking about scam Africanism. And think about all the money that they're spending to try to get Pan-Africanism to bubble. Everybody's talking about lineage. Everybody's talking about FBA. Nobody's talking about Pan-Africanism. Whatever you think Pan-Africanism is, fam, I want you to go ahead and bury that stuff about 100 feet deeper because that's how low it is. Nobody's talking about being a scam African. Everybody wants to be a part of America and FBA. We're really making America bubble right now, okay? We out here moving, fam. Foundational Black Americans, we are shutting it down. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Everybody knows that these people are crashing out left and right. Foundational Black Americans, we right here, fam. We out here, we got it cooking like Sunday dinner. You know what it is, fam. We out here booming like a thunderstorm. We popping out like a recliner. We clicking like Dorothy's heels. They know what we doing. We don't really know what they're doing other than feuding and fighting and going back and forth with each other. So that's the difference between where we are and where they are. James Smalls, you have a foundational Black American lineage because he's a foundational Black American. But what you really are is you're a doc, a domestic, off-brand C-O-O-N. I said it, I meant it, and it is what it is. And then let me speak about this disrespect. Notice that all these Pan-Africans are turning coat. They're all mad. Look how many of them have turned on Tariq. Tariq is out there doing so many things for these people, putting a platform. Mr. Mutombo, the 77th, and Dikembe, number 55, he wouldn't have even been able to do an interview with you if he wasn't for Hidden Colors. Hidden Colors is the reason why everybody's woke right now in the United States of America, the real woke, not that BS they hijacked. The reason why everyone's enlightened is because of Hidden Colors. James Smalls, you're only popping because of Hidden Colors, and that's okay. Just deal with it and be like, hey, it is what it is. I want y'all to notice the ego they have. They don't like being outdone and outclassed by foundational Black Americans. They hate it. They hate it. Look how much Dr. Umar crashed out. Look how much. No lie, y'all. I'm going to keep it a buck. I met Dr. Umar. I told y'all before, I met Dr. Umar years ago. And I remember, no cap, when he was signing some autographs for somebody, one of the brothers be like, hey, are you going to be in the new Hidden Colors? And Dr. Umar got angry with him. He's like, I don't know, but I got this coming out. And right then and there, light bulb went off. I was like, oh, this dude mad. This dude pissed off. This is when Dr. Umar started going there. Notice when we became lineage, they became disgruntled. Soon as foundational Black Americans started talking about lineage and a Renaissance movement, this is when all the jealousy started to come out from the Pan-Africans. This is when all the tethers start to spaz. Everybody was cool when they could tell us we were African. Nope. They didn't tell us we were African Americans. They reclassified us as African Americans. So when they reclassified us as African Americans, everybody enjoyed it. Everybody enjoyed minority. Everybody enjoyed people of color. There wasn't no crash outs then. The disgruntled stuff came in is when we started to delineate. But then something happened after delineation. After delineation, we just really started getting it popping. And we became very popular. And we became low-key celebrities. Man, FBA is a celebrity. I told y'all, you want to see the celebrity, go look in the mirror. After all of that is when they crashed out. And Dr. Umar went crazy. And all James Smalls is doing right now is this. But let me tell you something. Dr. Umar, James Smalls, and a hell of a lot of these Pan-Africans, they don't like the fact that we know how Pan-Africanism has never done anything and never served us. And the streets is letting it know. Let me show y'all this right here, fam. Foundational Black Americans win all damn day. And I'm going to show y'all what people are saying. And it ain't Pan-Africanism. Look at this, y'all. This right here is how people are saying. And they are wholeheartedly rejecting Africa because we got the right to, because we ain't Africans. Remember, y'all, you ain't got to do a damn thing but be foundational Black American and exceptional.
Enlightenment, peace and enlightenment. You know, I see y'all people still trying to force a false narrative of indigenous aboriginals, copper color aboriginals in America as African. We're the only tribe that can't claim the landmass our ancestors came from. Okay? It's crazy how you Africans think that we are you. We don't even look like you. Okay? The world don't even look like you. Majority of indigenous people, go look at all the indigenous people compared to the looks of Africans. We don't structure the same. We don't look nothing the same. We don't have the same energy source. We don't got the same ancestral meditational systems. With all the systems that they got over there, all the religions that they got over there, all the traditions they got over there, different from each other. They don't even represent Kemet. They don't represent nothing that the ancient world is. You got to remember that when we talking this African stuff, we're talking about some new shit. Then we talking about Tartaria. We talking about ancient worlds. We're not talking about the world that the white man created and told us we're Africans, or this is Africa. What is y'all talking about? If we supposed to be, and we are the first people on the planet, all around the world, why have it not been no black people or brown copper colored people? And I ain't talking about the long stringy hair looking, those type of pretendians. We're talking about the ancient old man, the old people of the lands. Okay, what are we benefiting? We don't benefit none from Africa. We never benefit none from Africa. Y'all too busy trying to tether yourself to us because y'all haven't got to the pinnacle of being something elite when it comes to a people having to be held down because we that powerful.
Woo! Damn! Cook. I hope you listening, scam Africans, tethers. I know you be in here stalking. I know you be in here watching, Enjoy, take notes, because this right here is the damn future, whether you like it or not.
Created damn near everything you using in your own effing home in Africa and other places. From here, ex-slaves, or what you want to call slaves, prisoners of war, children of prisoner of war. Y'all keep trying to push this narrative like we have to be from Africa when Jesse Jackson went over there and convinced them to adopt us to be Africans. Let's take that narrative away. 1981. I know somebody says, we've been calling ourselves. No, we talking about on national level. I ain't talking about no personal. We don't care about no fake ass scholars trying to convince you that everything come from Africa, and it didn't.
Whoa! No fake ass scholars trying to convince you that everything comes from Africa. No fake ass scholars that are trying to convince you that we are Africans. No fake ass scholars that want you to spend your money to go to a hyena hotel in a monkey motel. I'll let the brother continue to cook because he got that fish grease popping.
Everything came from Africa. Why the f all the inventions of the world didn't come from Africa? Majority of the inventions of the world come from here. But y'all too busy trying to tether us to Africa to make it an illusion that that's because you think we all come from over there, that we're not what we are over here. We are indigenous to this land. We are indigenous to all lands, no matter what tribe you call your self. That's because a scholar, or what y'all call a scholar, them motherfuckers been lying all along, a long time. They say all this African, but they ain't tell you about the success of the copper color Aboriginal people that was here before any pale skinned people, any red skinned people, because you can't make red by yourself. Red had to mix something, somebody had to mix something together to make red, and you damn right you had to use copper color Aboriginals to do it.
That boy cooking. Tell it how it is. Read them like a teleprompter. There they go. Fam, that right there is another notion. See, this is what they're afraid of. You won't see no scam Africans cooking like that. You don't see no scam Africans bubbling. You don't really see them pushing the line or saying anything that the average brother or sister relates to, or the average brother or sister sees it and relates to it on a level where they want to get up and go do something. We ain't going to Africa because we're not African. And we know the truth about Pan-Africanism. I told y'all earlier today, fam, Pan-Africanism, it really died all the way out. See, Pan-Africans, a lot of them ran because they were afraid of being here in the United States of America. Did a good thing, because what it ended up doing, it ended up smoking out people who weren't really here. And also on top of that, fam, let me make this as well. What really got Pan-Africanism popping was reggae music. It was really reggae. Black Americans, we weren't singing about no damn go home to Africa. When you think about Pan-Africanism, you really think about reggae. That's really what it is. Pan-Africanism never really existed. Fam, where's the Pan-African military at? Where's the Pan-African institutions? Everybody want to talk about Black Americans. Where's your institution? What have you done? Okay, what have you done? What the hell have you done? I can point to everything with foundational Black Americans because we are citizens from a nation. Pan-Africans, asking you right now, since you're so strong and mighty and you got the whole world to pick from, remember, everybody's African, right? Well, if everybody's African, how come everybody who are Africans ain't built an institution? You ain't got no military. You ain't got no state. You ain't got no province. You ain't got no county. You ain't got no schools. You ain't got no doctors. You ain't got no nurses. You ain't got no hospitals. Sounds like Pan-Africans are just like Africa, failing. Whether you like it or not, that's what it is. It all goes back to failure. They don't like the fact that they fail and we succeed. Damn whatever they say about Black Americans. They envy Black Americans because we've accomplished so much. We control our space. Wherever the hell our feet are, we dominate. That's why they always want to keep us out of things, because everywhere we go, we dominate. Everything we touch, we spin it into gold, diamonds. Your gold and diamonds is going to the UK right now because they're going over there whooping you and taking it with them. And you ain't doing a damn thing about it. Now, are you, Mr. Dikembe? You ain't doing nothing, are you, Mr. Rasta? You ain't doing nothing with it because you ain't got the goal in you to go against supremacy, because you view yourself as a low-hanging fruit of supremacy where you want to be down with them. That's really what it's about. Fam, Rastafarian reggae music is really what Pan-African was. That's really what it is. People will smoke some weed, they listen to goddamn Bob Marley, and they talk all that, go back to Africa. So that's it. That's it, fam. There was nothing other than that. Nope. Never built nothing, never created nothing, never maintained or sustained nothing, no, not at all. They have never really done nothing. So they see now the fact that we know for a fact that that's who they are, and there's no way around it. So since there's no way around it, they're stuck in a position where they have to accept the fact that certifieds are moving on certified time, and certified time is not to be F with at all. And you see the fact that brothers and sisters out here really getting, there's a lot of things. What we're not going to let them do, fam, is go back and rewrite this Pan-Africanism, because it's really never happened. Pan-Africanism does not exist in Africa the same exact way the Black and Brown Coalition doesn't exist in Mexico. And we are no longer a part of these committees and these parties and these groups and these organizations that don't exist. How the hell are you going to be a part of something that don't exist? We've been a part of these things that don't exist, and we just showed up and said, no, that don't work for us. Let me tell you what happened. FBA, we said, you know what? We're going to have self-identifying pride. When we got self-identifying pride, we identified that people who come into our circle, they're never good for us. So we started to gatekeep, pack their stuff up, throw their ass out the house. That's just what we did. It is what it is, man. We Uncle Phil their ass, tossed them out the building. Nothing wrong with that. If you don't like it, you shouldn't be here. Just like Tom Homan talk about an unlawful entry. You done unlawfully entered foundational Black American spaces, so your ass got to go. And we just sent them out. Fam, Donald Trump and Tom Homan are doing this deportation thing, but Black Americans, we've been deporting and delineating for about 5-6 years now. And that's really what it is. You can call it delineation, and delineation brings in deportations. Fam, are we deporting these people that came into our household, sat down, disrespected us? They marched mud all on our damn carpet. Don't wear no shoes in my house. Don't wear no goddamn shoes in my house. We've been deporting people. FBA's done deported more folks than ICE. You can deport them out of the United States of America. We deported their asses out of Black America. You ain't coming in talking about some we all together. We all Black, brother. We said that we means me and my brothers and sisters, not you and yours. If you want to see yours, you need to go back over there. I remember the me no Black, me no speak English, me's not one of y'all, okay? Well, me's tells your ass you needs to leave. And if you don't leave, then you are going to be completely canceled and shut down. You should have took our advice a long time ago. We simply just told you you ain't welcome. But you didn't want to take that. You want to call us all these names and have these spaces go run to the white man. Remember this as well, y'all. You got to remember this. This is something nobody talked about. A couple years ago, remember they were trying to make that petition to get FBA as a hate group? Yeah. So basically, you got to understand, these people like to run to white folks. They feel like they're going to go tell on us and snitch on us. You got to remember, y'all, they have mommy and daddy syndrome. They have mommy and daddy syndrome. So if FBA ever does something they don't agree with, they got to go run to the W and tell on us. James Smalls was basically trying to tell on Black Americans. That's really what he was doing. He was trying to tell on Black Americans, thinking he was going to snitch on us. Hopefully a W would pick up, have some sympathy for him, probably a Democrat. Why do you think his son is a Democratic shield? Why do you think they love the Democrats so much? Because the Democrats are their mommy and daddy that they can go tell Black Americans. They can say, oh, Black Americans did this to be mean to me. That's all that stuff is, fam. Y'all remember that petition? Yeah, that petition was filled with nothing but Africans. Africans was the one signing that petition, thinking that they was going to go tell on us. I'm going to tell on you, nigga. You don't want me to be Black like you? I'm going to mommy. That's all it was. And see how that worked? That didn't work out too good now, did it? That's all they've been doing. And everything else is just par for the course, I guess, because they're going, we're staying. So what we've been doing, fam, we've been littering everything and getting it out of the way. And the fact that we've been doing that at the massive rate we've been doing, massive rate. And the reason why we've been able to move so fast is because we're on the same page altogether. And when you're on the same page altogether, you just move more frequent. There's a frequency. There's a real-time thing. We ain't got to wait around 100 years to make it pop off. You dig? That's the beautiful thing about foundational Black Americans, because we beautiful people, and we're going to stay that way. And everybody else, they're going to stay in their homeland because they can't stay here. And let me show y'all this as well as we talk about these individuals and some of the funny style tactics that they've been up to. Because, man, let me tell y'all, the funny style tactics never, ever seem to stop. Look at this right here. Y'all know I've been talking about these damn dark knuckles, y'all. Fam, I'm sorry I had to pull out the dark knuckles again because these dark knuckles was pissing me off. Fam, another thing foundational Black Americans do not do, have not done, will never do, is be out here jumping in cake soap. These folks been in cake soap, swimming all over the goddamn place. I don't even think they know who they are. Fam, word on the street is that you got some of these damn Africans out here, and I'm hearing that they drinking cake soap now. And y'all probably over there, Black Alpha, stop. I'm not playing. I'm hearing that they out there drinking the cake soap, y'all. They drinking it so they can get them knuckles to change. I heard somebody say, well, I don't think that it's going to work. Somebody said, how about you just drink it? Drink it. Drink the cake soap. Drink the cake soap. A cake soap a day will keep the darkness away. A cake soap a day will keep the darkness away. That's what's happening with these people, fam. They out here loading up on cake soap left and right, and they expect foundational Black Americans to team up with them on that page. Nah, we don't rock with cake soapers. Fam, we got to be honest about these cake soapers. These cake soapers, they not us. And there's a guy out there who made a video, and he started talking about how everybody in the diaspora needs to take a note from Black Americans and quit bleaching their skin. Just stop, knock off all the skin bleaching. That's what dude's saying, because if you look at it, y'all, you ever notice the highest places with skin bleaching are everywhere outside of Black America? If you ever want to know about the mental state, the mentos, the mentality of any of these places in the diaspora that they want us to go back to, I want you to just stop and think about all the cake soapers. You don't get cake soap left and right unless people have a real psychological problem. Basically, what I'm telling you is follow where the hell you see that right there, and you will see exactly what the hell is going on with cake soap. That's the real talk. Fam, you find out where you see those, and it's over. Let me tell you, it's like this. If somebody got bleached skin and dark knuckles, then their continent is in trouble. That's just what it is. You already know. They in trouble because they got dark knuckles. That's just what it is. It's okay. You're going to be all right. I know you love your skin bleach. Ain't it funny, fam? These folks don't control their beach, but they love some bleach. It's a terrible thing to be them. It's a horrible thing to be them. But look at this brother right here. This brother right here, he starts talking about how y'all need to start following Black Americans and put the damn cake soap down. Isn't it funny that even they know we different?
One thing I've noticed since living in the United States is that you will never see an African American person that bleach their skin.
Say that one more time, Rasta man.
One thing I've noticed since living in the United States is that you will never see an African American person that bleach their skin. Like, you can never, whether man or woman. If you come across somebody with a bleached skin that's a Black person in the United States, it's either going to be a Caribbean or an African.
Damn.
Like, I was at this African store, and this lady, unfortunately Nigerian, came in, and this woman don't bleach her skin. I was not wondering, that do people still bleach their skin? Like, the fuck? Like, and you know, as somebody that has been across many people from different races, like, I do know Caribbeans bleach their skin too, but African, Nigerian, I no try you. And I've actually seen a guy too that actually bleached his skin. Nigerian guy. One guy bought him like this. Someone that I actually know. That's crazy. Like if there's anything that I think African Caribbean ladies should learn from African American women, is that love yourself. If they are dark, they wear their dark like a badge of honor. See people like Simone Biles now. See, like, you know, a lot of this. Do I have to give you names? Fuck it. Like, you don't need it. It doesn't make you any more finer. I'm telling you. And with all the information you have, I don't know why you are still doing it. Because
I'm gonna tell you why they're still doing it. Because they think to be finer, you got to be whiter. That's why they believe what they believe, and that's why foundational Black Americans ain't on that. We are the only people on the whole planet that hold down being Black. Who got being indigenous and foundational popping? We did. Who got being Black popping? We did. Who built America? We did. So we foundational Black Americans. And over here on the Black Alpha side, we say that certified 100 on top of it. So we certified foundational Black Americans. Where would any of these people be if foundational Black Americans weren't here? All you got to do is go look at where they at right now and how they get treated. They got all the bleach, but don't run their beach. They think they finer if they whiter. They trying to get you to go to monkey motels and hyena hotels. And I cannot tell if they asses got any money because they out here broke as a joke and their inner tubes can't flow. That's the difference between us and them. We have been the standard. We are the main players. They tell us that we act like it. I say because we are. Ain't you supposed to be who you are? Well, we are the main players in the game. And when I say we the main players, I'm not talking about in the diaspora. I'm talking about in life. Remember, Foundational Black Americans, we not number one just with melanated Black folks. No, we number one on the whole damn planet. Earth is my turf, and we run everything. How do you know? It's because what country does everybody want to come to? What country does everybody try to flee to? Leave their mama behind, leave their homeland behind. A lot of them have left their hairline behind, or shall I say their hairline left them. But either way, you add all their asses up, all of them got one thing in common. They want to come to where we are. Family, this is what it's about. Everything comes down to self-identification and lineage pride. Lineage pride is mind, body, and soul. Mentally, physically, spiritually, speak it, believe it, receive it. We got all of that. Delineation is the extra part where we separating and keeping everybody on the outside. Our problems are not when we are individual or independent. Our problems are when we are collective. We never have a problem when we are foundational Black Americans. We got problems when there are African Americans, minorities, people of color, all names that we never went to. They mad that we have went back in time and showed everybody we never wanted to be no damn African American. We were never minorities or people of color. We certified foundationals. Look at this and put this in your scopes in the framework, fam. When we started to identify as foundational Black Americans, look how far we've come. When we were classified as African American, people of color, Black and brown, look how far behind we were. So the proof is in the pudding. The results are on the table. The receipts have been dropped. Foundational Black Americans have yielded more results than all of those other names. Why? Because those other names were given to us. We are not Africans. You can't go over there and name my whole damn country or continent after a European person. We call ourselves what we want to call ourselves. We are who the hell we are. And I don't give a damn who you are. You better bow down and respect it. That's what it is, and that's your only option and choice. And then when foundational Black Americans step to the plate and we stick our chest out, chin up, head to the sky, everybody gets jealous. Well, they just going to have to stay jealous. There's a lot of pride in making people jealous. They're only jealous for a reason. They only jealous for a reason. They jealous because we out here doing our damn thing, and our things get stronger. We get stronger, and we moving right along in this era. Fam, it's a beautiful day to be FBA. Certified all the time, 24/7, 365. I told y'all, we out here booming like a thunderstorm, fam, popping out like a recliner. They know we cooking like Sunday dinner. FBA cannot be stopped. We're moving on. James Smalls, James, Dr. Kubar Vasquez, Kumar, whoever the hell y'all are, get the hell out of the way. Foundational Black Americans in this era, we're writing our own destiny. And your old, outdated, ain't nobody rocking with ideology, deal with it on your own. You're just frustrated. You're just frustrated right now, and you should be frustrated because you have sided with something that won't be remembered. Remember this, y'all. The future will be written in foundational Black American handwriting. It will have foundational Black American fingerprints. How do you know? It's because the past has foundational Black American fingerprints. And what have we done? We went back and dusted it all up. And what do you see, fam? FBA building the mounds, FBA building America, FBA sustaining America, maintaining America, FBA being the light of America. So if the past is FBA and the present is FBA, well, that means the future is FBA. And let me tell you who they will not remember is the people that they don't know who the hell they are now. And that's scam Africans. All their asses is out the way. And let me tell you about being on point and why I say what I say. And I say it with so much vigor and so much energy. That's because, one, I'm a little crazy, but I'm a beautiful foundational Black American. But on top of that, I do it for the people. And our people right here, fam, have been putting on, and y'all know how we represent our foundational Black American family. Y'all, it's only right as we in this fight that we show up and we lock in real tight. Everybody, we have to give love to Viola Fletcher, the oldest living survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre. She passed away, family, at 111 years old. Fam, we have been strengthened. It seems like right here on the Black Alpha Network, fam, we're always talking about this. Assata Shakur, our brother Voltron. Look at it, y'all. Look at it. Feel the vibe. Feel the spirit. Feel the energy. I hope you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. We winning. These naysayers are upset. They jealous. They just a small part that we stepping on. The big part is the lineage is gaining strength, traction, and getting it moving. The babies are watching because we're gaining so many spiritual ancestors that it's on another level right now. Fam, how many times are we doing what we do? How many times are we showing love and respect? How many times are we out here really representing for the people? It don't stop, y'all, because we don't stop, y'all. And on top of our beautiful beautiful, indigenous foundational Black American. Fam, I want y'all to remember, in the chat right now, please tell me who is the descendants of the Trail of Tears. Tell me who are the descendants of the Trail of Tears, because you're looking at one right here. They want to talk about $2 Tonto. We say we the indigenous. They want to talk about people who came over the Bering Straits. We the indigenous. The original tethers, we're the indigenous. So if we're the indigenous people and foundational Black Americans built this thing, well then, damn it, look at us right here, right now. We have got it, fam. I'm telling you right now. Trust me. Mark it down. I'm telling you. Y'all know I be making my damn predictions. Y'all be making predictions, and we always right. There will be some massive gains, some surprises, some exceptional things within foundational Black American culture coming up. And it's probably going to be centered around our indigenous status. Beautiful thing. Let me say it one more time, and I want the camera to see me so I can say this clear so it's documented. There are going to be some phenomenal things that are about to occur within foundational Black American culture, and specific our indigenous claims, our indigenous status, our indigenous nature, because you're talking about an indigenous foundational Black American woman right there. Black Wall Street, Trail of Tears. We know what it is. We know that was us. They know that's us. The whole world know. And unlike the past, it ain't just we know and don't nobody know. Now it's we know, we say it loud, they shut the F up. And that's what's happening, y'all. I'm promising you, our ancestor gains that we're gaining these angels. On the other side, she's going to be doing work for us. And she's going to be holding us down. And you're going to start to see this indigenous FBA culture take off even further than it already is. Because remember, when you call yourself an African American, you don't have any ancestors to pray to because we ain't African American. When you call yourself a minority, you can't pray to the minority angels. They don't exist. People of color, that don't exist. But when you know you indigenous, you know you certified, you know you foundational, now you connect to your ancestors. And guess what? Your ancestors connect to you. So this is why so many things are working for us right now, because we have reestablished our foundational Black American lineage. And we've also reestablished our connection to our ancestors. We didn't have to look at a map to see our ancestors. All we had to do was look right in front of us. So you see that, I see that, and I'm promising you, she is going to deliver so many advancements for us right here, because she took that FBA indigenous culture with her, and she looking down on us right now as we celebrate her. And she's saying, I got you, baby. And don't she look like a lot of our grandmas? Damn right she do. Much love, baby. Much, much, much love. With passion, with peace, and everything. Look at this right here. Another great brother passed away. H. Rap Brown. While they was running around here talking about who created hip-hop, who created rap music, man, we've been rapping the whole time. H. Rap Brown, bad brother. That boy put them words together, slick, smooth, thorough. Me and my brother used to watch H. Rap Brown, and he said it best. He said, the system mandates the behavior of the individual, not the other way around. So when you see these clowns talking all that nonsense on us, that's because they got handlers and them strings is getting pulled. Much love and respect to H. Rap Brown. I was out here holding down H. Rap Brown because I knew that he was still out here with us. Certified salute to the brother. He was rapping and talking that talk way the hell back then, family. Oh, yeah. If you have any time tonight, my good brothers and sisters, please, please, please go and watch some H. Rap Brown interviews and watch the way that brother move, man. Smooth. H. Rap Brown, I ain't gonna lie. I used to look at H. Rap Brown and I used to be like, this look like it's from like 1999 or something. Look at that style. Look at that brother. That brother's style look like it's right now. He was always up there, fam. You know we futuristic. We always on something. That brother was on it, with it, all about it, and we represent it. So, family, I'm telling you right now, we are going to see some gains that are going to occur within our foundational Black American legacy, and it's going to be all based and rooted in the fact that we are out here. And when you start talking about us being out here, it's only necessary, and it is only right, family, that we unify, stay together, and ride on our own accord. And fam, that accord has always been and will always be reparations. Bring it on.
I hear the screams. I have lived through the massacre every day. Our country may forget this history, but I cannot. A group of people were killed. Their homes were burned, and the things, business, churches, and stores, and theaters, and anything that the Black people owned or operated was destroyed.
100 years later, I mean, she's happy to still be here, but some of her siblings are not here. Mentally and physically, they did suffer severe damage. I said, one day people are gonna line up around the corner to buy your book. And she said, really, you think so? I said, of course, this is history. You're a walking, living history.
I hear the screams. I have lived through the massacre every day. Our country may forget this history, but I cannot. A group of people were killed. Their homes were burned, and the things, business, churches, and stores, and theaters, and anything that the Black people owned or operated was destroyed.
100 years later, I mean, she's happy to still be here, but some of her siblings are not here. Mentally and physically, they did suffer severe damage. I said, one day people are gonna line up around the corner to buy your book.
Right there, y'all. Right there. We stay with it all the time, y'all. Y'all notice some folks be old and they be, what's going on? Black Americans be old and only getting better. Only getting better, fam. You know how it go. You know how it go. You know. Fam, that right there is all about reparations. That's all about reparations. Fam, to her last breath, she was fighting for reparations. For her very, very, very last breath, she was fighting for reparations. And we're out here fighting for reparations. So I'm telling you now, if you need any form of motivation, there you go. If you need just a little ounce, an iota of energy, y'all, you got it. It's all there for you, fam. You ain't got to search no more. You ain't got to search no more. It's there laid out for you, family. It's there, fam. Look how Black Americans be getting busy. Look how we get down. Look at that. Look how we get busy, baby. They can't see us. They know what time it is. Going to basketball games. These for Joe Biden didn't even know he was Joe Biden. Look at Black Americans out here shining, y'all. Out here as beautiful as ever. And we're going to stay that way. That's how we get down, fam. Remember this, and always remember, foundational Black Americans, we are who we are. Foundational Black Americans are the greatest. We get better with age. We get better with time. Your prime and your peak is right now because you're alive and you're breathing and you're in FBA. So if you got all of that lined up, then you already got to go out there, put on the show, and the whole world is watching, fam. And you know we never miss. We always hit. So keep that energy, y'all, because that energy belongs to us and foundational Black Americans we trust. And foundational Black Americans is number one, and it ain't dead until it's done. Certified salute. Y'all have a great night. It's been a wonderful time talking to y'all, breaking it down with y'all. I love my Black American brothers and sisters. I love the energy that we got going on right now. I love these broadcasts. Another classic for the votes, y'all. Make sure you check this out. Make sure you check out our great sister, Viola Fletcher, her speech. Watch H. Rap Brown and just enjoy and observe everything and observe the foundational Black American energy, fam, because it's out there and it's strong. So make sure your presence is felt, okay? Analyze, watch it, see it, and just know, man, you number one. You 101. You 101, fam. These people can come out, they can talk, whatever. At this point, they don't even exist, fam. It's FBA and everybody who wants to be FBA, but you cannot be FBA unless you was born FBA. And with that said, Black Alpha Network, peace and love to the family. Y'all stay true to yourselves, stay beautiful, stay luxurious, and we're going to be back. And to all of our fallen soldiers and all of our fallen brothers and sisters, the movement proceeds, and we're going to continue to hold you down with passion, with grace, with beauty, with love, and a special certified salute to the sky up above. Much love and respect, and we out here holding it down, and they're going to cut the check. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. And remember, no matter where you are, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, that Black is beautiful, and beautiful is always Black. Tupac! Bring us home, brother.
Yeah, what y'all think? If you whatever the fuck you think you are, and until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. How we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans? And we out here dying. We thugs and we niggas until we set this shit right. Trust me when I tell you that shit.